What is up, Twitch? This is Swim or Sink 23, number of the GOAT. It's your boy Bash. I'm with Acid Sunshine, and we are showing you this round one set already in progress. We got No Face Spell Go Ding 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 versus Crustacean Crusaders on Tower Control on Inkblot Art Academy.
Well, we are joining the set mid-set, yes, right, Bash? So we already know that we're looking at a 2-0 score from Crustacean Crusaders. They have taken both the Clan Blitz and the Splatoon map, and we're going to play all three for this tournament. So Tower Control at Inkblot Art Academy, if No Face Bell Go Ding 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 is able to take that one, at least they'll be feeling pretty good in case they come up with a tie for one of their other sets later on.
Oh, most certainly. Yeah. I'm really interested in seeing how No Face Bell Go Ding 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 plays. I think I see some familiar names in there, but they're mostly a team that's unknown to me. Crustacean Crusaders, on the other hand, has a stacked roster. They are a team that is no stranger to Swim or Sink, and they've done consistently well. So we'll just have to see how they go against each other in this third round.
We definitely will. I really like what I'm seeing right away come out from Crustacean Crusaders with this kind of double slosher. We have the Blob Blobber and the Hero slosher, right? Or that's the basic vanilla. I think either, like, having both of those together are pretty interesting, I guess. I always love seeing a Blob Blobber, but not really something I would necessarily expect for Tower Control. So that's going to be fun to see. I'm sorry, the colors were flipped when we went into it. For No Face Spell Go Ding Ding Ding, and maybe that's part of why they've been struggling these last two games, but we'll certainly see what they can come up with this time.
Yeah, the shooter-slasher combo is always a fun one, especially on Tower Control, especially on a map with a lot of choke points surrounding the tower. I'm a little bit concerned because they don't have too much range, but maybe they don't need it. Maybe they're planning on working fast. They've already put some points on the board, and they are just furiously pushing back against Crustacean Crusaders' defensive efforts. But it seems like Crustacean Crusaders is going to go ahead and take the tower, and it'll be up to No Face Bell Go Ding 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 to see how they respond to that.
Certainly will. They took the lead right there as well with that the Stingray coming out on the tower. Sometimes that's like a really scary process there to say, oh, I'm gonna pop this Stingray while riding the tower. But it seemed like it actually, No Face Spell Go Ding 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 did a really great job right there, because they were able to shut down that push with not so far of a lead, taking control there, only a 78, and they are ready to flip this back as well, because if they can take this checkpoint, they're going to have the lead right now.
And it seems like they have, and they're already past the first checkpoint. Yeah, I was really wondering, do you really want to pop the Stingray on the tower? Because, I mean, it looks cool, but if you're going to do an offensive Stingray, you want to have it, like, hang back and protect the tower carrier. Either way, No Face Spell Go Ding 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 does just enough to take the lead, and it looks like Crustacean Crusaders is going to have the momentum back on their side. But No Face Spell Go Ding 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 is lobbing a lot of fire out on the other side. It really is just going to be up to that Splatling to see if they can clear the spawn and allow the tower to move forward.
Yeah, they have that Stingray at the ready as well. So Nico getting on there, but does go down. That was a really, really nice. I think that was actually a delayed wipe that came out there from on Crustacean Crusaders. No Face Spell Go Ding Ding Ding. I wish we could shorten that somehow. They have done a really good job of kind of shutting it down yet again. Maybe Tower Control is just their game, and maybe they're more on the Rainmaker Tower Control side instead of Clan Blitz and Splat Zones.
Perhaps. But now we see the Stingray coming out on Crustacean Crusaders. The members of, let's just call them Face Spell, just trying to look out for the Stingray, but it looks like they were unsuccessful as the tower is no longer occupied. But Prim has decided to stick around and pick the tower back up. We've got 3 on the tower, 1 member down on each side. So it's really just going to be a scramble. It looks like Prim is going to push forward, try to make that slosher go to work and try to clear the area as well as possible, but it looks like Crustacean Crusaders has fought back, and they're going to try to paint the center for themselves now.
This is a really tough map too, Bash, because when we come into like how how big the map is, this is actually very, very small. So you're really close to spawn. When a team does get wiped, it doesn't look like they've been able to move as much as maybe they would like to. And then that team is coming out of spawn. They're very quickly shutting down these pushes that we're getting. So it could just be a match we're going to see go to time at the moment. We could possibly have an opportunity to see some overtime here, but if what we have been seeing so far continues to be the process, I'm not quite sure how long that overtime would potentially last.
Certainly, yeah. Mobility is the name of the game, as well as quick thinking. You got to move fast and you got to think fast on Inkblot Art Academy, just because, as you said, it is pretty small. So the faster you can get to the objective, the better. Crustacean Crusaders, they were just going back and forth, but the important thing is they were able to keep people on the tower and just keep people going back to the tower, and that's allowed them to regain the momentum. But Facebell's got that bomb rush going on, but Crustacean Crusaders has armor. 25 seconds left on the clock. It really is just going to come down to who makes better use of their specials and just who can get shots on target better.
It certainly is. They finally get cleared through that first checkpoint, so if they can get halfway through this second one, it is going to allow them to lead right there. But that Bloblobber doing a lot of work, taking out a player there. It looks like Allie is over in the plat. Allie does go down. That is a wipe for Crustacean Crusaders. So No Face did have that lead going into the end of the game there, and they were able to take this.
Yep. No Face Bell rings the bell, ding, 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 and takes that final game. It looks like the high mobility strategy really did work after all. But really good effort from Crustacean Crusaders as well, who takes the map majority in any case. It'll be really cool seeing what these teams do in the future.
It definitely will. I'm looking forward to seeing how each of them progress throughout the rest of the tournament. And also, I would love to see kind of No Face Bell get a little more creative. They ran no backline for that, right? I mean, I guess essentially that blob has a lot of range, so, but it's still a midline and a slasher at that. So this is going to be fun to see what else they're able to pull off with that. If that comp was something they were just doing for tower control, if they experiment with that throughout the rest of the tournament, I'm looking forward to it.
As am I. Yeah, it's a shame we weren't able to see the first two maps, but yeah, No Face Bell go ding, ding, ding certainly has a lot of potential. In any case, we are going to cut to a very brief break before we move on to round two, but keep it tuned. There's a lot more action coming up.
Hello, welcome back to Swim or Sink number 23. We are going into round 2. We have been having so much fun so far watching those first 2 teams. We do want to come back with a correction there. It looks like we were misinformed of the score from the teams while they were playing to one of our TOs who told us, super fun chain of events that we go through on these tournament days, Bash. And it looks like for that one, we did have No Face Bell go ding, ding, ding. Actually did take that set 3-0 over Crustacean Crusaders. So we'll see what happens for this next one when we have 3 a.m. versus Clockwork Plus.
Indeed, 3 maps, 3 dings. And this time, we've got a late night delight. I'm not familiar with 3 a.m. or Clockwork, but I'm not sure if they're going to take their time with these maps or just go all out. First map is going to be Rainmaker on Starfish main stage. That's always a fun one.
It certainly is. I actually really enjoy this map. It's something I love watching because it's so much fun. Starfish main stage is just one of those really iconic Splatoon 2 maps, and as many balance changes as it has gone through, and they underwent that huge redo at some point as well, it's still really fun to watch and something I really enjoy.
Yep, same here, especially because it's a lot more of a grind type Rainmaker map than the biggest offenders, Manta Maria and Blackbelly Skate Park. I mean, you can still just wipe the team and go for a run or just sneak past them, but it is a little bit harder due to just the sheer scale of the map and just the wide open center.
Yes, it certainly is. It looks like at this point, though, they're kind of making a little bit of a runaway right now. That was a very nice opportunity to take a lot of the players down from 3 a.m. onto Clockwork Plus. And 3 a.m. did move the Rainmaker pretty far. 49 on this map is really nice push because they're down in that pit, which is a tough area to be able to move the Rainmaker once it's stopped there. But it's also kind of scary to have to push it out all the way as well when 3 a.m. has to work on that.
Yeah, 3 a.m. The Rainmaker has just been reset, but 3 a.m. Plus does have mostly control of the center. Clockwork Plus is trying to inch forward, but as we can see, for instance, Squiddy is having to duel with that Charger player. Oh, but Clockwork Plus has taken control of the Rainmaker, and they've gone really far. Free melee, shout out to them, wave dashing all the way to 33 points on the board. This is why Rainmaker is such a crazy mode. You could see 2 players battling it out and assume that it's close, but you just look at the next corner and someone's just running with it.
Yes, they certainly are. They have pushed really far in here. That was a really sneaky push as well, getting it pretty far up without anybody kind of noticing. It looks like it wasn't supported maybe intentionally, right? That could have been a little bit of a distraction that was going on. I'm not too keen on this reset right now either because there's not enough ink that 3 a.m. has down on the other side of the map. Now that the Rainmaker has been reset, the pop's going to go to Clockwork Plus, and they're in a really good position to continue to push that forward because they have more ink on the map. So I'm a little worried about it, Bash. I'm kind of feeling like they're in a very good position to hang on to this lead for a little while longer. And I say that, and of course 2 of them go down. It's a great opportunity for 3 a.m. to take some time to get some ink on the map.
Indeed, yeah. For me, it's sort of tough to call it either way because for a little bit, Clockwork Plus did have the map control, and they were trading engagements pretty frequently. Both teams have been on target recently. Danish getting a really good shot with that Bamboozler. And now, yeah, I see a lot of orange on the map, but 3 a.m. is the one that is taking control of the Rainmaker. And the carrier is getting really good protection from their team members. We see a suction bomb go in, but the poison ink is going to give them a good bit of protection there. And now it's just a frenzy as the Rainmaker's been dropped. The 10 missiles is going to pop the bubble once again. Going to dodge that suction bomb. And they're getting close to the end, but nah, they just got shut down.
1 point meme.
1 point. Oh, but wait, Clockwork Plus is taking the... Are you sure that's the right thing to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great play right here because they're kind of holding it out, right? They're going to let that timer tick down, even though it is going to go a little bit faster over on this left side as they hold it, because they are in a Rainmaker-free zone. They have pushed up a little bit, but even still, that's going to go very, very fast and will force the Rainmaker to reset as that player goes down as well. But there's a lot of green ink on the map, so this push from 3 a.m. is going to come out very quickly.
I see. They may have just the smallest lead, but it looks like Clockwork is just going to try to make the clock work with 1 minute and change left on the clock. But they got to be careful. They got to be careful when 3 a.m. has picked up the Rainmaker. They have ran with it. Danish absolutely bamboozling the members of Clockwork Plus. Shout out to the Boozle boys. And oh wait, no, they're running with it. They've taken the lead. 1 point exchange. 1 point exchange. Oh my goodness, this is tense.
This is all that they need, though, because they're in a really good position right now. Clockwork Plus has to take a lot of time to repaint. Most of the map is green. There's no easy way for Clockwork Plus to push this. The Rainmaker does reset, but with all of the left side of that map green right there, there's nowhere for Clockwork Plus to go right now. You know, like you were saying earlier, that Bamboozler player doing a fantastic job just getting pick after pick right in a row is going to make it very difficult as well for Clockwork Plus to push the Rainmaker.
We got the missile from the angle doing its work, taking out the Inkjet along with what I think was a Booyah Bomb. Anyways, 3 seconds left. Clockwork Plus is carrying it. They just need 1 more point, but 3 a.m. just denies it. It may be 3 a.m., but they are hitting Clockwork like the snooze button on an alarm clock. 1 point way to start the set.
Very good game from them there. Exactly kind of what we want to see. 16 KA coming out from Rain as that top frag. And even on the other side, we had 15, I believe, was that from Paris? Exactly what we want to see for a first game there. Very, very close for both of the teams. And we'll be going into my favorite mode on New Albacore Hotel. So I'm curious what we'll get from this time around. Will we stay on the Bamboo? I think that Bamboo lends itself really well to Clam Blitz, and it's something we continuously see. So I'm curious. Do you have any predictions here, Bash?
Can't really say that I do. I'm definitely excited to see what happens, though. I love Clam Blitz on irregular maps, whether it's this or my personal favorite, Piranha Pit. We've seen 3 a.m. and Clockwork Plus button heads during that first Rainmaker map. A little bit harder to do on a map like New Albacore Hotel with all the gaps and all the twisty areas. So maybe we'll see some flanking maneuvers going on while the players are grabbing the clams. I definitely think engagements are going to be key on this, though. Whoever can just do a better job at taking out the other team is just going to run with it. But it's been close, so it might continue to be a grind throughout this next map.
It certainly can be. I'm really looking forward to see what they decide to do if things totally shift on the Clam Blitz side, if we get a completely different gameplay that we've seen. I think Clam Blitz and Rainmaker can be the two that are most similar in terms of how you want to attack the mode, and maybe that means we'll get something really fun coming out of both these teams, or, you know, we'll have a total change of pace. It'll be a great thing to watch.
Perhaps, yeah. In terms of specials, what do you think we're gonna see?
Well, we definitely saw some Booyah Bombs earlier, and I think we have a great chance to see that again. I would like to... I mean, Baller is very typical for Clam Blitz, so I think that we have an opportunity to see that as well. Bubbles have been really popular within the last couple of months, and is a really great special for it. We do get Armor, obviously, that's going to come out. The remix has that Booyah, so that's exactly what we expected. And we have the Booyah, is that? Yeah, the Booyah on the Pro, and the Splatter Shot, the Kenta Splatter Shot has... I don't remember what that special is, but even still, 2 Booyahs on that team, I think that that's going to feel really good for them.
But yeah, no, I definitely see the Splattershot Junior coming out. Not only is Armor, I think, a good special for Clam Blitz, especially on a map like this. You want something to be able to go in and wreak havoc, but also protect yourself if things are getting a bit crazy. But the Splattershot Junior just lays down a lot of consistent fire. So you sort of get the best of both worlds in that way. 3 a.m., the rest of their lineup seems to be pretty varied, but long as they can position themselves and make it work, it might go good. We see a Inkjet coming out trying to rain fire. Woody trying to follow up one Booyah Bomb with another, but just waiting to choose the right moment. Going to try to hang back. Do they get someone with it? I don't think they do. And they're painting most of it purple, and they've got the clan advantage, but they can't really find the opportunity to strike just yet.
They're certainly working on it. They have two of those power clams, as you mentioned, but it's also going to make them a target, so they have to be really careful about pushing in. It looks like we are getting the beginnings of a push. We do have that section bomb that's going to come up. Alice over here does get that pick on Puzz, though, which is going to be very helpful and slow this push down. We get Squiddy and Free Melee, who both sort of jump in here, but they both go down as well. Puzz jumps in to try to save that power clam. Does not work. That jump was camped, and unfortunately, that's going to be kind of a neutral position once again for both teams to take some time and build an opportunity to push in.
Yeah, you don't want to do things too quickly. It doesn't look like 3 a.m. really got an opportunity to score, even though it was a near wipe. They just had to pick up clams, but at least they got the opportunity to get the clam advantage, 18-1. Clockwork Plus really has to watch out, though, because if they let 3 a.m. do that again, they could certainly get scored on. Yeah, it really is just going to come down to just punching a hole in the defense of the other team, as well as using the specials correctly. 3 a.m. going a little bit quicker than that, putting one in, just taking advantage of Clockwork Plus not looking in a certain direction and throwing a power clam in. And they get one in, and that's the only one they get, but at least they've got the lead now.
They certainly do. We do see over here trying to build that power clam, does get it, and is able to pass it off to another team member. But that, like I said, that makes them a target. And right there, we're going to get two taken down by Rain. Really nice double. Unfortunately, does get punished by another member of the team here. Puzz doing everything they can to stay alive as another teammate goes down. So it's up to them to sort of defend a little bit. We don't have a power clam yet on the side of 3 a.m., but there, I say it, and there it is. There it happens. They're off to the right side as well. I think they're going to try to take advantage of a little bit of an open basket situation as soon as they have some more ink here.
Certainly. Yeah, 3 a.m. Yeah, now Alice is carrying the power clam. Apparently they're getting protection by, let's call him Cozy, trying to put that Inkjet to work, bringing back the Splatling, while Danish is going for the flanking maneuver. They get it. Going to try to go against Puzz. Gets that as well. Very good two-piece from Danish, even though we had to get the bird's eye view. And now Danish has a power clam. I'm not going to say if this could be the opportunity or not, because Clockwork has all of their players, and it looks like they're protecting the basket. But 3 a.m. is in prime position as long as they can get their shots off.
They certainly are. Two specials come out at that time too, maybe a little early in my opinion. You know, we didn't really have have the opportunity for the teams to push in. I think that they could have held that Inkjet until about now, but here is that push, just like you said, coming in. They are able to get quite a few loose clams as well, using that side of the map there to get a few in. I like this play.
A few?
Teammates checking some over the river as well. So really nice job on that.
Oh yes, and it's still in play, but no, not anymore. Yeah, no, but still 30 from 80 all the way down to 34. They were taking all sorts of crazy clutch shots at the basket. Somebody call Robert Ory. But now Clockwork needs to make something work quickly, because 12 seconds left on the clock and they have not scored once. And 3 a.m. has all of the clams. They are feeling 22. Clockwork's got 0. Oh no, the squid bag. Rain is feeling it. Rain is really feeling it. And yeah, no, that's two maps on the side at 3 a.m.
Really nice job for them. That squid bag coming out just to prove, hey, we handled this, and you know, we'll see what they'll be able to do for that last one. Clockwork Plus does have an opportunity to get on the board. You know, I think it's really admirable. Also, I noticed that S Plus right there, to see a player who is coming out with S Plus playing against all X ranks, and they kind of held their own too. So it's something for everybody else to feel excited about when you feel like, hey, maybe I'm not quite there to be a super strong player just yet, but you can. And with great teamwork, you can see that a lot of things can come together.
100%. Yeah, and if we saw from the scoreboard, 3 a.m. just absolutely had Clockwork on engagements there. Just the KA difference was pretty significant. I predicted like the winner was going to do that, and that's really all it took. But now, zones on Humpback, if any map mode is going to be a grind, it's going to be this one. I see a lot less range in the compositions, but also more of those specials where you can go in and do damage. I don't think the Junior is going to veer from that. I mean, they might, but I'm expecting armors on each side.
Yes, I think we'll definitely see some armor. I anticipate that double booyah coming out again. It's really strong on Humpback Splat zones because the zone is so small. Being able to kind of control that with just one booyah is great, but if you have that second one ready to follow it up right after, then you can really take a pretty nice lead and hold on to that when you're also really far away from zone. So it's a good way to kind of space yourself out. Maybe you can go for one of the picks off to the sides of the map and still be able to check that booyah into mid.
Certainly. Oh, Anchovy Games, excuse me. Yeah. Anchovy Games is also a fun one. Just got that center stage, but there's also a lot of area around it. I feel like it's going to be more of an inconvenience because just the map is a lot bigger than is needed for the mode. But there are a couple flanking routes, so I mean, there is the opportunity for teams to try things if they want to.
There definitely is. I actually like this one a lot better for splat zones. I think that, like you said, because it's bigger, it gives a broader opportunity to make some plays that might be a little more unconventional, but also push yourself to the limits. Speaking of unconventional, Aerospray PG, hello? Not expecting to see that, and that's awesome. Definitely a weapon that does not get as much love within the competitive scene as maybe someone could argue it should. I don't know, maybe I'm not saying that, we'll see. But right now we have seen that 3 a.m. has taken kind of a commanding lead here, bringing the point all the way down into the mid-70s. They're about to get even more as their penalty is gone now, and they're doing a nice job also of holding Clockwork Plus into their spawn.
And the armor as well. Yeah, no, Clockwork Plus had some moments where they were getting points on the board, but whenever 3 a.m. rose to the occasion, they managed to just keep their claim on the hill. And yeah, no, the Aerospray's funny. I love the Aerospray personally. Whenever in a shooter game you see a player who is making it work with a like SMG type weapon with low range but a stupid high fire rate, it's always devastating just seeing them run up on your face and just ruin your day. And it looks like that's basically just been the theme of this match, because unless Clockwork Plus... Oh no, they've saved themselves from a knockout. Very good, right on time. But
exactly. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, 3 a.m.'s got a lot of penalty points, and they're slowly whittling away from those. But I mean, if Clockwork Plus could mount something, they could still take this. They've just gotta rally themselves, coordinate something crazy. I like this follow-up with the Booyah Bomb to recap the zone, or almost recap the zone, but they need to make sure all hands are on deck if they're gonna follow through with that.
Yeah, I think that they're kind of running into a bit of a tough situation because even though there's not a ton of range on 3 a.m., like that bamboo is really doing a lot of work as we've seen previously. There's also a lot of paint that's coming out where we have a little less paint on Clockwork. The remix is great and does offer a lot of support and paint from somewhere really far away, but it's slow. So where you have this bamboo who's going to get up in their face and be able to get those shots off very, very quickly, that remix is going to take a lot more time in order to achieve that same range and power that we're getting. I think the specials they're using is very smart, and they're definitely doing what they can to try to break themselves out of spawn continuously, but I'm very, very worried that they're not going to quite be able to make it The other part of this too, Bash, is that 3 a.m. is doing a great job of calling out where the flanks are coming from. You know, right away they knew someone was coming up off that right side. They were able to take them down, and they're doing it. They're turning 1v1
There it
situations
is.
into 3v1 situations every single time. So that was definitely a huge part of why I think this came together really well for them.
Definitely. Yeah, no, just calling out the offense of the other team is so crucial, and just the ability to like have that really good map vision throughout the team and communicate it is why that knockout looked so effortless for them. And yeah, it really comes down as well to seeing what weapon you have, seeing what weapon they have, and just coming up with a strategy with regards to engagements. There's always like a really specific range where you either dominate or get dominated. So it's always important to just keep track of that and making sure you're in the optimal position.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. And I think 3 a.m. did a fantastic job doing that, staying in that optimal position for every single game. And from there, I think we're going to take a quick break here and we'll be back in just a few to continue on with the tournament tonight.
Yep, don't go anywhere. We are back at SOS 23, and before we move on to round 3 action, we've got a couple messages we'd like to read off. First, do you like what we're doing here at IPL? If so, and you want to be a part of it, we have opened staff applications for both Swimmer Sync and Testing Grounds. In addition to those, we are always looking for additions to the production and, yes, commentary teams. If you are interested in lending a hand, please fill out the form that is about to be posted in the chat. And remember, if you are interested in more than one area, you've got to fill out the form multiple times. And as always, if you want to donate to a prize pool, you can do so with this link that's about to be posted in the chat.
Yes, always great ways to support the stream. Donating, if that's not something you can do, tweeting it out, being here, adding to viewership, posts, all of that really helps. Speaking of something else that you can do that's going to be really exciting is check out this coming Friday, Testing Grounds 12 is returning at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Testing Grounds is IPL's bi-weekly that runs a Swiss into Top Cut. It has a whopping $5 as its prize this week, so make sure to sign up and join the Discord for more information there.
Yep, Testing Grounds is going to be really fun. If you want to win yourself a Subway footlong, that's the place you want to go. A lot of good teams there, lots of fun, highly recommend. But anyways, round 3 is going to be Inkstrike Inklings versus Wendys. I'm trying to see if this Wendys has a Twitter account too. If there was voice chat, if there was Call of Duty style voice chat and they were mouthing off at each other, I'm sure Wendys would have some roasts hotter than a Baconator right about now.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Baconator is the one that tends to burn you the most. I would say that's definitely the cheesy baked potato. You bite into those baked potatoes, and that is instant bad mouthfeel. So we'll see what Wendys will be able to do to Inkstrike Inklings, if they'll be able to give them a little taste, quite literally, of that burn, or if Inkstrike Inklings are going to be able to turn around on Wendys themselves.
Indeed. Yeah, will Wendys be turning up the heat, or will Inkstrike Inklings be making them call for a Frosty? We'll find out soon enough. First map is going to be Tower Control on the Reef.
All right, Tower Control on the Reef here. I think that this is, something else that we saw as we discussed, traditional iconic Splatoon 2 maps, the Reef, right?
Definitely.
One of the first few that was started the game with has a lot of interesting opportunity for you to tackle this a couple of different ways. What everybody always comes back to is the idea of, holding onto that bridge. And if you can hold the bridge, you're going to be able to hold it for a very long time. So we'll see what they'll be able to do here, if that's the strategy that they go for, or if they bring out something kind of different for us.
Yeah, they could go sneaky. I mean, you could always go under the bridge, try to go up behind them, flank, and take them out that way. But, of course, the tower moves all sorts of places, and there is a lot of different positions for the terrain that is featured in the Reef. So, me personally, I like to think that a varied loadout will work pretty well here. This is a pretty balanced map, but if they have a strategy that requires certain weapons and a certain style of play, that might work too, as long as they have a plan.
Yes, definitely can. I think going into this with a plan is the strongest. Obviously, anytime you go into something, having a plan is a strong option. Things can always go awry, as we know. But if you have a good idea of what you want to do, and of course you bring a dynamo, anything can happen, right?
Mm-hmm. And an Octobrush as well on the side of Wendys.
Interesting.
That's interesting as well. But yeah, no plan survives first contact with the enemy, but having a blueprint is a great first step. Hayden is going to try to paint the bridge. Surely the Octobrush is going to try to respond as well. We see Doolies try to... Oh yeah, the Dooley Sculptures over there try to get something, but it doesn't look like they're able to make it work. Hayden gets 2 dimes and a pick as it... Is Inkstrike Inklings about to ride the tower? Indeed they are. And Hayden is going to be the one riding it. That roller's got a good amount of coverage, so that's definitely a good candidate for riding the tower or moving forward and supporting the tower. Right now, they are just charging up a Booyah Bomb and trying to put the hammer on Wendys.
I think that's a really good strategy that they've come up with as well. That we were able to get 2 very quick Booyah Bombs out of Hayden while within that first, I guess that was like 45 seconds of the match, we had 2 Booyahs already. Although a Dynamo then unfortunately does get caught in those slower situations, as we did see that with some of the faster moving weapons on the side of Wendys here, it looks like we are having now Hayden a sharking Dynamo, something that's kind of fun, waiting for that perfect opportunity to get some of these flicks on there. It does get some damage on someone, not quite able to cinch that splat though, will allow for the rest of the team to continue to push this tower and come around back. They broke through that first checkpoint, so come around back towards that second one and try to get the checkpoint clear for them to move forward from there.
Yeah, seeing Hayden and Paladin try to play the sneaky game is always interesting. There are a lot of little spots you can hide. Oh, and Hayden proving that you can't feel too safe here on the Reef. Just letting it rain down with that roller. Taking out the Octobrush as well of... Iobanad. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but that's fine. They're putting on a game as well. And yeah, no, Inkstrike Inklings is just doing a really good job of picking up the tower every time they drop it. Just consistently doing well in engagements. Maybe retreating a little bit to let Wendys feel like they're in control up until they get a good vantage point and are just able to ruin things. Oh, but Bandkid almost cleared checkpoint 3, but yeah, no, Wendys is gonna clear it and let the tower move forward.
Really nice job there as well. I think what I'm kind of really loving watching Hayden play this Dynamo as well. We're at 5 Booyahs right now, and holding down, kind of tied, I guess, for top frag during the game as well. Is a really scary situation when you don't necessarily always see a Dynamo on this mode, so I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do. It looks like at this point they continue Inkstrike Inklings to push that tower, trying to hold on to this lead as long as they can, and they keep getting some really nice staggering going on as well on Wendys, which is what you want, because if the team can't come in together, then they're going to have a much harder time being able to break down the defense that Inkstrike Inklings has shown so far.
Definitely, yeah. With regards to using the Dynamo when the other team might not be expecting it, if a lack of matchup knowledge is something you can use against a team, use it. Nothing in the rulebook that says you can't. And yeah, just allocating those specials is a good way to use a Wendys' ability to paint against them. The other players are just doing a good job of engaging as well. Both teams are sort of going left and right. But even with Wendys approaching the first checkpoint, they can't quite pick up momentum like Inkstrike Inklings is able to. They have cleared the first checkpoint though, and maybe they're showing signs of life. They're extending a little bit. They're actually winning a lot of fights. Those dually squelchers going to work really well.
They certainly are, until Silver has anything to say about that. Did see a really nice shot coming out right there. We do have the missiles that are going to cause them to kind of retreat a little bit. We have a 2-down situation on to Wendys right now, which will force them to stop this push as we get Inkstrike Inklings beginning to gain a little more map control. And seemingly, for a second, I thought they were starting to push into the other side of the map here, but they're kind of waiting around to see if another push is going to come out, as this game is really happening in the mid, and so much of the map is actually green at this moment.
Yeah, they're in no rush. I mean, they got the advantage. They know Wendys has to mount a heck of an offense if they are going to win this. Right now, Paladin is staying on, protected by a Stingray, but the Stingray on the side of Inkstrike Inklings is giving them trouble, and a Booyah Bomb. Beautiful special coordination. Inkstrike Inklings takes that first map, and Wendys is going to have to take their meal to go.
They definitely are, and, you know, they didn't quite make it. I can't come up with good puns like that. I'm sorry, I tried, but...
All good, all good.
8 Booyah Bombs coming out from Hayden right there. I mean, we see Booyah Bombs get farmed so quickly in a lot of maps, modes, and by a lot of weapons, but I think that those came together so fast and were used in a really great way for Inkstrike Inklings. I'm curious to see what they'll do with Rainmaker on Blackbilly Skate Park if we get to see another Dynamo. I don't know what it is, Bash, but I love watching Dynamos play. I think it's like partly because I could probably never do it, partly because it's just being able to utilize a really heavy, kind of slow weapon to get as many picks as possible is something I really enjoy watching, and using it in unconventional ways where maybe it's not something you'd expect. Like Clamblitz Humpback Pump Track, I could totally see a Dynamo on there. Absolutely. With Umbrella, yes, you're going to control all those hills, you're going to control all those valleys and pathways with the two of those weapons together. Rainmaker, not quite sure.
Yeah. It's always fun seeing people pull out silly stuff in different map mode combos. Maybe they're a one trick, maybe they're crazy. Either way, yeah, no, Dynamos are super fun weapons to watch. I just like seeing all the tank type weapons, even if I'm someone who likes to play fast with the dualies. But yeah, no, I'm trying to see some more life coming out of Wendys. They were able to push Inkstrike Inklings back quite a few times. Like that first map, that first tower control wasn't like going through the drive-thru at all. So Wendys could definitely pull something out, or they could try to sneak past. They definitely have a loadout that suggests more mobility with the exception of that Splatling. So yeah, any strategy is open for them, really.
I think the Splatling is sort of offset here by that Tri-Slasher and those Dually Squelchers. Both of those, I think, are going to allow them a little more maneuverability. I am kind of, I guess, no, I was going to say I'm kind of questioning on the other side that we have that base boost 7, which is not totally what I would have guessed, but having that extra, that comes with Booyah Bomb too, I believe. Having that as well is going to be really strong for them to just utilize to push people away, kind of get them out of your zone. My biggest thing that I hate the most about watching this map and mode combination is when people run the pipe. I don't understand
Really?
when because you saw right there that we have, I believe that's 2 Stingray weapons on that side right there. So they're going to have a Stingray consistently, right? They're going to continue to build that. So in my opinion, I'm like, hey, if you know that a Stingray is about to come out and about to pop, why are you continuing to go that direction? Because you're going to be picked off so quickly in that pipe. So I get like watching and I'm like, no, I don't want to see you do it. Don't go down.
This is true. I sort of like seeing people try to flank through the pipe, but the thing is, it has to be coordinated. I saw the members of Wendys try to, or rather, the members of Wendys try to run a flank. The only issue is they couldn't execute, either because maybe they weren't able to get their shots off, maybe they didn't have a lot of ink. Yeah, see, you can't just go through the pipe without anyone coming up from behind. But yeah, no, the Stingray will just definitely shut down the offenses going through the pipe. So first order of business has to be taking out those Stingrays, taking out everyone really, and then trying to go through. Otherwise, it's just like you tried going through the right, and you wanted to shake it up on them a little bit.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. You need to get that wipe, and it needs to be really kind of a solid, everybody goes down at the same time. You can't stagger that because one player could cause that push to completely stop. I think something else that kind of makes me frustrated watching those types of plays is we just saw both teams take it those directions, right? When there was nobody in mid on that side, they could have run that Rainmaker up that right-hand side through mid, and nobody would have been paying attention because everyone would have been prepared to stop them at the pipe. So the rest of the teams, when you know, hey, everyone's always going this direction, come up with a different strategy. It could help you in the long run to be able to push something in a little bit of a different way. Maybe they're listening to me right now because I do see that the Rainmaker is going up to this side. They're going to get a lot of points right here. This is a very, very fast run. 39. Not, the end-all be-all on this map, but look how many more points they got taking it up that right-hand side
than top of the bubble again.
To the left. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I find it, that was a very good point. Like, why would Inkstrike Inklings do the same thing that Wendys did with the same preparation or lack thereof? They really went, hey, you know that thing the enemy did that totally didn't work? Let's do that.
Yeah. Exactly. And sometimes, you can see, hey, well, we're going to do it better, right? We're going to get it. But right here, you see that they're just really, really struggling to get past these little half walls. We do have members on the other side. Now the Stingray's coming out. Paladin had no way to escape that. There was absolutely no retreat from a Stingray when you literally have, the equivalent of 5 feet in either direction. So I think that they need to rethink their strategy a little bit for pushing this Rainmaker, and Inkstrike Inklings is kind of on the obviously they have the lead, but they're also thinking the correct way in terms of how is our strategy going to evolve right now.
Okay, putting the hammer down, using the Ultra Stamp, I like that. But yeah, no, with like 35 seconds T-minus left, it should just be about map control and map vision at this point. As long as Inkstrike Inklings can just intercept every offense on the part of Wendys, they should do fine. Obviously, some of the members of Wendys are trying to push forward. Maybe it could be a distraction should Wendys decide to pick up the Rainmaker, but they haven't really been given that opportunity, and I have to commend Inkstrike Inklings for robbing them of any such opportunity. 5 seconds left on the clock. Wendys has to move super quickly. Inkstrike Inklings just has to keep on it. We see the protective Stingray as Paladin picks up the Rainmaker. Don't retreat, they say, because that's what's going to happen. That is what is going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a failed push to begin with because we had 2 players of Inkstrike Inklings who were throwing bombs right behind that half wall. So even though the Rainmaker carrier was trying to maintain their cover a little bit from that side, from any of the fire of the weapons, those sub-weapons were just going to take them out over and over and over again. And they didn't have anywhere to run from it. So unfortunately, not the best position to be for your overtime push, but they did it. They attempted that do or die because that's what they have to do at the end of the game. So I'm excited, Bash, to see kind of what we're going to get from Clan Blitz on Humpback Pump Track. If we'll have kind of some of the similar tactics we've seen so far, if something wild will pop up and come out on us, or, what we'll be looking at.
I don't see Inkstrike Inklings changing too much. Their compositions, their approach, and their mindset has consistently been effective on 2 different modes. But I don't know, maybe Wendys wants to change up the menu a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's always an opportunity to add a new item or 2 on your menu and make something fresh and tasty. So maybe we'll get some of that brand new fresh and tastiness coming out here. I would love to see something come together that maybe has a little more range and a little more maneuverability for Clan Blitz. I'm not quite sure If we have anybody who can play a bamboo, I also would love to see Umbrella come out here. Like I was mentioning earlier, I think Umbrellas are really strong for Clan Blitz, and if we could get somebody who is able to utilize that in such a way where they can stop anyone from kind of coming around in these little valleys that makes this map so interesting, I think that could help them a lot. It's also such a small Clan Blitz map that, you know, you're going from one basket to the other very, very fast. Like you can, like, a basket can be closing on one side, and as you leave from that closing basket, you pick up that pity clam, you are across the map by the time it's available to pop the other basket. So they have to be really conscious of that as well, because we've seen Inkstrike Inklings do a lot of kind of sneaky maneuvers here and there, and I'm curious to see how they'll be able to do that on this one.
Same here. Yeah, lots of good weapons, lots of good strategies you've suggested. I kind of want to see Umbrella as well. Like, all the times that we don't see one, but I just wanted to say, like, last couple Clan Blitzes I saw that someone played a tent Umbrella, they really, what happened?
We had a DC.
Yeah.
It looks like the remix DC'd. I'm not quite sure. Unfortunately, I'm not totally aware of what the DC rules are, and I'm assuming this is going to be a replay because, yeah, replay, everybody's kind of just like hanging out, walking around. Definitely an opportunity for a replay here. You know, Bash, what makes me so sad when we look at these types of situations with DCs is now both teams know exactly what comps, right? They're prepared. Yeah. They're going to come in. They know exactly what we're looking at for everybody to be playing. They're going to hold their own, and just do you know, having that preparation is, I think, really strong and really important. So, bummer. DCs really suck.
Yeah, they do. Hopefully with Splatoon 3 down the line, Nintendo will take the steps to improve the online infrastructure, but that we'll just have to see. I will say, though, having a situation where they know the comps, that might make things a little more interesting, because now they got to think about, okay, this is what they're running. How do we counter that?
Yep.
But, yeah, anyways, we're just waiting for this thing to start back up. It is a shame we're not going to see any shenanigans when someone pulls out a tent umbrella and just lays out a moving shield for the power clam runner to just move it forward. But there's still a lot of potential for excitement. We got a lot of fast-paced weaponry this map, which is pretty expected on Humpback Pump Track. It really is going to just come down to either putting pressure on the enemy or just going down the flank that they don't expect and just putting the baskets in there.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you can come together, like we were talking about plans before, if you have a really strong plan and a really good idea of kind of what you'll be looking at and how you want to tackle it, it's always a great way to go into it. Clan Blitz especially, if you can come together and say, hey, you know, we're going to do XYZ thing, but then be able to pivot really fast when something doesn't exactly go your way. You have to be ready to do that. So I'm excited to see it. Clan Blitz is my favorite mode. Bash, I'm not sure how you feel about it, but it's just so much fun, so much chaos, and I love it.
Clan Blitz is fun. I like Clan Blitz. I really liked how last year, or probably roundabout like recently, originally people used to just hate this mode, and then they sort of went in the mindset of like, well, no one else is practicing it, let's get the one up on them, and then they're like, yo, actually this mode kind of hits.
Yeah, and it really does. I think that there's a lot to be said for the strategy required for this type of mode. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Like you mentioned Splatoon 3 a little earlier, what we'll get from it in terms of balance changes, and we'll see kind of what they'll be able to do. Speaking of what they're going to do, right now the map does look pretty evenly spaced here. Hayden has swapped over to that E-leader, which is really exciting as well to sort of watch set up there. But with a 2-down situation onto Inkstrike Inklings, this does give an opportunity for Wendys to push in. They did launch some bubbles there. Curb is in a good position with 6 clams over here. Does get an assist there, gets 1 clam in as well. There's somebody else down there. I think Paladin's off to this side too. There's a lot of players over here of Wendys who are doing a ton of damage right now, Bash.
Yeah, a lot of dipping and diving and just throwing clams all over the place, taking full advantage of that first push while also taking into account the devastating offense of Inkstrike Inklings. Very well done to them. I just learned that Wendy's is serving seafood now, so good for them. Anyways, yeah, it looks like Wendy's continues to have the clam advantage, 17-0, and it looks like they've got a decent amount of map control as well, but that Splatling on the side of Inkstrike Inklings, as well as the Ink Store, might try to change that. Herb coming out with the 10 missiles, though. That would be good cover for a push had they had a power clam. But okay,
Ooh.
Nice two-piece. Squelcher's put the 3-piece. Chicken tenders.
Very nice job. That was absolutely phenomenal play there. Like you said, fantastic triple coming out, and then we had those 2 power clams that were at the ready, hit the basket exactly the same time. We have bubbles coming out on this side as well. Paladin has a few loose clams that they're going to get in, and that is going to be the game. Really nice, fast turnaround. You know what? You're right. Wendy's was serving seafood. Maybe clams is going to be their new special.
Thank you. Come again. And yeah, just using the bubbles as cover, just to sort of separate the other team. That was a good plan, and just getting that 3-piece, picking up all the clams, saving up that other power clam, and just letting them have it. That was beautiful. Sometimes you're in situations where things appear evenly matched, and you may not be able to out-strategize them, but if you can make that first push and just overwhelm them extremely, sometimes that's just all it takes.
It certainly is. I think, you need a really strong opening push, but then also everything the stars aligned for them, right? The price was right, if you will. I'm not as good at puns, I'm so sorry. But they certainly did hold that down, able to get a lot of those great picks that they needed, and then just tackled the objective exactly like they should.
And brilliant stuff from both teams. It was really fun to watch. Next up is gonna be bracket. This is March after all. So after we take another break, we'll get into it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to SOS 23. We are now in the bracket stage. But before we start the action, let's send a little love to Off the Dial. Are you not a member of the team yet? Well, as they say, it's dangerous to go alone. And that is the name of Off the Dial's flagship solo registration tournament. So how it works is you sign up alone and the TOs give you a team. There are many reasons to play in this event. Maybe you just want to get more tournament experience because you're new. Maybe you want to meet some new people. Maybe form a team for Ludi. Maybe you're just sick of your actual team and you want to play with some different people for a change. Either way, there are 1,000,001 reasons to try out this tournament. Registration closes on the 7th of April and tournament starts on the 10th. You can join the Discord for more information. The link will be posted in the chat. But anyways, Acid, tell us who's playing.
Well, I have the absolute pleasure to announce one of my favorite teams. OG Deep Blues are playing today. Dreas, Marsh, Taylor, and Myth are going to be playing for Deep Blues. And on the other side, we're looking at Universal. I'm not quite sure exactly who's on that roster because we do have 5 players there, but Room for sure will be playing on the Universal side as well. So I'm really looking forward to see what all these players are able to do today on this round 1 Splat Zones on Sturgeon Shipyard and what we'll see for them. You know, if there's anything that's gonna come out of left field, or just seeing Deep Blues on the player team list today was sort of left field for me and like a really exciting thing.
Oh yes, Universal is a team that has a lot of experience here at Swimmer Sync. Regulars, we love them, but Deep Blues, as I've been told, has that heritage. So it's going to be really exciting seeing them go off against each other, especially on a map mode combo as funny as Splat Zones on Sturgeon Shipyard. What are your expectations?
I think I haven't seen Universal play all that often. I apologize. So I can't really guess exactly what we'll see from their side. But I do know on the side of Deep Blues that they can be really aggressive and definitely a team that can come together when they feel good about something. They're going to push for that over and over and over again. Splat Zones on Sturgeon allows for a lot of the fighting to happen within mid and it stays very centralized. Sometimes those wings are utilized, but mostly you're looking at the snipes and the moving ramps. If a team can get locked into spawn, everything will happen within pit as the zone just ticks down. But more often than not, we will see more battling going on within mid.
Certainly, yeah. There's going to be a lot of battling because Universal's a pretty aggro team as well. And it looks like locking down the spawn is going to be the play. Not a lot of backlining. At most, we see some mid-range shooters in the form of the Squeezer, as well as a Kensa sloshing machine, I believe, on the side of Universal. Deep Blues puts the first points on the board, and they are already making quite the impression. Look at that crazy movement. They've already got the armor. Taylor is going to extend into spawn. All the bravery, two for one. They at least get one. And Dreas, I believe, is adding more green paint onto that side as well.
I wasn't even surprised. Taylor doing Taylor things, right? In your face, really aggressive, making sure that he's in a position to take down anybody that's coming at him. Exactly what you want to see from him as well. In the side of Universal, they are working to kind of get back into zone. You know, they are building. They did get to neutralize it, but unfortunately that trade is not going to help so much. Almost there, Archer and Maddie in the middle, able to take that over and put a really nice penalty onto Deep Blues as well. 52 points there. As Universal begins to take down their point, they're going to focus on making sure that Deep Blues can't get back in as quickly as maybe they'd want to.
Yep. Universal sort of figures now that they have to be on it, because I'm not sure that they've played anything like Deep Blues before. Bishop gonna try to do the extending as well. With that blaster, it is going to be a little better because you've got that range, you've got that splash damage. and I believe, yeah, that's the K Rapid, so you've got that fire rate as well. Just waiting to charge the baller. Oh, that gets taken out by the K Pro, and the rest of the members of Deep Blue are coming in as well. It isn't just about aggression, it's about punching a hole in the defense and then just having everyone there coordinated together, working as a team. That's how Universal got their zone the first time, and they're going to have to do it again. But Deep Blues is sort of pushing them back as a team now, just defending the zone whenever they need to, briefly losing control. But yeah, no, I really like how they're just going everywhere as a team and just intercepting Universal at every possible place.
They certainly are. Universal had a fantastic play right there, though. They were able to get a full wipe on Deep Blues, which is something you rarely see. I think at this point, kind of pushing forward into Deep Blue spawn, trying to keep them there is going to be their best bet. They have a lot of time they need to tick off on this penalty, though, and they're working on it for sure. 2 specials at the ready for 3 specials at the ready for when Deep Blues decides to push in. We get missiles and a beautiful inkjet right there onto Archer. Really nice job from Marsh coming out as well. Marsh is pushing into zone right now. They are 3 down on the side of Universal. Perfect time for Deep Blues to push in and take this zone. That is a delayed wipe as well, Bash.
That was brilliant. Keeping Universal in the penalty as well, slapping some more points on. Yeah, no, Universal has had some moments of greatness, but when Deep Blues responds, they respond with an exclamation mark. Just look at Marsh just cleaning house with the inkjet. Half of Universal is gone as well. They're just respawning, but they're all just kept on their side of the map. And Deep Blues just isn't stopping. They're not stopping at all. They're approaching KO territory. Universal's going to have to do something very quickly. Put that bomb rush to work if they want to, but that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough.
It just wasn't enough time for them to be able to break back into zone. You know, Taylor was being a fantastic distraction. That took 3 players of Universal in order to take Taylor out, and then they had to turn around and face off onto zone. So really difficult thing to do. We do see Marsh there styling with that hat, exactly what we like to see even at lands. One of my favorite people. You know, what we expect from Deep Blues, right? Come in commanding. Universal had a fantastic showing against them, though, really pushing and doing a great job taking that lead within the middle of the game. So we'll see what they'll be able to do on Rainmaker on Manta Maria, what kind of run for their money Universal will be giving Deep Blues, and if Deep Blues will go in the Deep Blue on Manta Maria. I can't. I'm sorry. I try so hard with puns. I'm just really bad.
All good. But yeah, nah. First map, Deep Blues, they came, they saw, they conquered. They got to do it 2 more times this set. Rainmaker on Manta, one of those funny Rainmaker maps where it could be over like that. But unlike Black Belly, it's a lot more direct if you want to get that early end with the plant and the KO. You got to just get that wipe. Get all your shots off, because with just how cramped and claustrophobic Manta Maria can be, it's all about just butting heads. Universal can be aggressive, but they're really going to need to turn it up against Deep Blues, because they're on a completely different level of aggression.
Deep Blues is one of the longest playing teams within Splatoon history. They have been sponsored by a couple of different organizations a few different times here. They've made it to lots of lands. I mean, they consistently place top in almost every tournament that they play. Just really, really fantastic folks as well. A team of people who just really have their heart in this game, and I love seeing some of these OG members play together, like Marsh, Dreas, and Taylor coming together. Myth, also a really good friend of theirs, so it's so much fun to watch. I think at this point we're going to have to see how quickly this match is going to end. We get some really early action coming out in mid here, but neither team has picked up the Rainmaker as quickly as maybe they would have anticipated that they could. So this is what's going to happen for now.
Ooh, hello. Yeah, it seems like Deep Blues ran with it a little bit, but Universal was sure to intercept that approach, and now they're trying to take center. But Yeah, no, Deep Blues could come back. Like you said, these guys have been playing for a long time. That longevity could be a factor in their success. Just having that chemistry and knowing how everyone plays, they just gel together and they are just able to operate like a well-oiled machine. And they operate all the way to just getting 34 points left, popping the bubble once again, gonna circle around those poison clouds, gonna try to get the plant, grinding all the way to 14 now. And there's still 2 players left, but unfortunately for them, they get wiped. And yeah, no, Universal really gave them a good run for their money there.
Yeah, that was a fantastic push by Universal, down to 14. Obviously, in Rainmaker, no push is safe unless it's on the podium. So we do have an opportunity for Deep Blues to take a control here. Taylor gets 2 picks with that fantastic Inkjet, but Marsh goes down from Archer, and unfortunately, we do get a punish as well, which is going to be a lot tougher. Maddie over here gets a really nice assist with Taylor from the other teammates there, and we have a jump coming in who's also going to get camped and taken out from Myth. So we do have somebody from Deep Blues causing some havoc off to the left. They decide to jump out, which is a really safe play. We get the splashdown coming in as well, and nobody is paying attention, but Woof did not make it.
You hate to see it, especially because Maddie had those eagle eyes, and Mans was just intercepting everything with that splatling. That carrier of the Rainmaker could have just gone all the way and just planted it with little resistance, or at least extended their lead a little bit, but they just fumbled it.
It happens. That's why I love this map mode combination. Actually, that jump is one of the most risky opportunities and moves that a lot of people go for, and it's also very, very challenging in order to proceed over that sometimes. You have to have your timing right, and you have to be in really good control and maneuverability, and be prepared for somebody to come over that short wall to take you out as quickly as you jump it. So it's a real struggle for them, and we'll see who is going to be able to take this here, deciding to run the Rainmaker over to the left side, which, although a little more of the unconventional push, we have been seeing more and more within tournament. They come up in the mid instead, which is going to force them back into the pit. Woof knows that there was a couple of bombs down there, decides to wait it out, and Matt over here does pop that Inkjet, does go down though to Marsh, which will allow Taylor to ink some of this area up as they build some specials over here as well. Get a rain going, and then Marsh picks up that Rainmaker, exactly what you want to see in order to utilize some cover for them. Going to hold off, I think, on making a very strong push right now because wants to make sure that there is some ink to be supported in this.
I really like what I saw from Universal that one time. Just doing a flank fake out. I don't really see those often. It didn't quite get as fruitful as they wanted to, but at least they're continuing to keep Deep Blues at bay, whereas first map they were just letting Deep Blues walk all over them. But yeah, with just a little bit over a minute left on the clock, Universal could try to play the defensive game, but they have to make sure that they can keep it up against a team that just pushes as hard as Deep Blues does. Deep Blues is going to try the jump route, going to try to make a statement that way, but the members of Universal are just keeping their feet planted. They're camping. They're just making sure Deep Blues can't make so much progress, but they know that eventually they're going to need to push forward and shut down the run, and they do.
They do, and that's a tough spot for the Rainmaker too. Up on that wall, you know, it's really easily protected because it's in line of sight. So I think it's in Universal's best interest actually to kind of time this out a little bit, stall as long as they can, keep that Rainmaker in that tough position where Deep Blues can't actively just pick it up and run. It's always going to be protected and paid attention, but in order to do that, they do need to stay alive. We do have 2 players going down right now. Taylor able to get a couple of really good picks. They do pick up the Rainmaker now on Deep Blues. This is going to be the push that ends it all here. There's overtime going right now. There's another torpedo that's coming up. Marsh is getting some pressure off to either side. Unfortunately, not quite able to do it, and that is going to be game for Universal.
Yep, the blaster saves them because, like, we saw bombs flying all over the place, and they were going back and forth, but I sort of had that feeling that Deep Blues probably could have pushed through, but just thanks to the smart map play and just the well-timed blaster fire, that just allowed them to do it. Yeah, no, Bishop actually cleaned house. 21 KA. That was brilliant.
That was fantastic.
Now we're moving on to Clam Blitz on Mako Mart. So this will be a good test for map control for sure. Not just aggression, but also just really good positioning. Because with how many different ways you can play on Mako Mart, you can try a lot of different strategies, and it's always fun to see those strategies go up against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really crazy to kind of watch this. Oh man, watching this map come together, the map mode is so well balanced in terms of Clam Blitz. I know that a lot of people say, hey, those baskets are so close together, Melissa. How can you say that's balanced? Honestly, I think this map is the most balanced in the entire game. Every mode feels pretty comfortable. Either team can take it. I like that the baskets are close together. I like that you can get to spawn really quickly from that basket. So if your team gets wiped, you have an opportunity to kind of be able to come back, take that over very quickly, stop those pushes that come in. The hardest part is when an offensive team is able to kind of lock you into spawn. So that's something that both teams have to be very, very careful of, as we've seen both of them are very strong.
Yeah. And you know what? I do agree with you with regards to just the map being balanced. I feel like it's almost on the level of like Inkblot or the Reef, where there's a lot of neutral ground and a lot of different ways to play it and a lot of different considerations. But Marsh is having no consideration for the members of Universal as they get a 3-piece with the Ultra Stamp, picking up a Power Clam on the way, but ultimately it may go to waste. No, one of the team members picks it up, but there's still a lot to go if they want to score it, as the members of Universal are just pushing Deep Blues, which is for whatever reason orange, back.
They certainly are. I think Universal is showing really strong aggression right now on Deep Blues. You know, they're kind of pushed all the way in under this basket. Archer only needs one clam. Unfortunately, does go down before he's able to collect that, as Taylor does pick up a power clam and decides to toss it back for another of the teammates to kind of pick up and hold onto there. It might, oh no, it is picked up. Okay, and Taylor's going to launch these missiles into the air. There's a special online, though, from the side of Universal, so they need to be scared of. This way pops up. Archer coming out and does some damage here too. We are going to be kind of waiting around. Matt over there gets the bubbles. They still just need one clam. There we go. I'm like, if they don't make a power clam right now, I'm going to be sad. Able to kind of push in, get a couple of other loose clams in. Down to 65 is a really good push, Bash.
Yeah, and Archer just kept throwing clams in there. Bishop tried to follow up as well, but Deep Blues has intercepted them. And oh, yeah, no, they had a power clam in play and they were about to run it, but it looks like they weren't quite able to get there. Oh, but we got the Ultra Stamp again. Marsh just trying to just hammer down the members of Universal in order to set up the drive for the power clam. But Marsh ends up getting intercepted by Archer, putting that Kensa splatter shot to work close to base, as Universal has a power clam, waiting for the right moment to pop those missiles and let that power clam come in and score. They're taking their time, and I mean they can take their time because they're in the lead, but they want to make a statement. They want to prove, yeah, no, we're not going to be pushed around. We're a legitimate threat throughout the whole set. Maddie almost trying to get something going, but gets double teamed, and yeah, no, all the different members are just sort of all over the place right now. What do you think is going to happen?
This is a tough one. You know, Deep Blues has to do a lot of work in order to kind of hang on to this and be able to take a lead and build a really nice push. Myth is able to get 8 clams here. They are taking some time to build a couple specials. I think that's the number one thing that they need before they can pop in. We do get one going there. Myth does pop that armor. We get a little bit of a spec cam lag there. Myth going to try to collect, I believe, just one more clam. There it is. One more. The missiles are on them, though, so they need to be super careful about moving throughout. There's some really nice defense set up as well on Universal side. Marsh popping this Ultra Stamp, as you said earlier, doesn't get as many picks as maybe he had anticipated, but the power clam is going in on that side. We do get the break coming out as well. We have someone over there with missiles, a couple of loose clams going in from Marsh. They only need about 3 in order to take that lead. There it is, right there. Really, really nice push coming out from Deep Blues.
And they're not done yet. Oh my goodness, they keep throwing in. Yeah, someone came in and just threw a whole bunch of clams, and now they're down to 29. And some of the members are still in the vicinity. Oh no, a super jump and another power clam on some Tom Brady business. And just a minute left, and the score is 9-50. No, Deep Blues wants to end it right now, but Archer saves it. Archer saves it. Deep Blues literally needs 1 more clam minus the penalty points. So just 2 power clams and some change in order to end it. Universal now surprisingly finding themselves on the back foot. They really need to hustle if they're going to try to salvage this match.
Sometimes, Bash, I think that this is the best way to play clams because you've put yourself in a position where there's really not a lot of time. We're going to force an overtime here. We do get this other power clam in, and there are a lot of loose clams on this side. They need to take out Archer and Woomph, who are doing a lot of work down there. They will be pressured a little bit with some of those bombs. Archer goes down. Maddie's still under. They take the lead. Amazing. Bishop over there with that last clam going in and cinching the game.
Bishop seals the deal. That was going back and forth. That was really fun.
Amazing. Archer getting a 20 KA yet again. Really fantastic work that has been coming out from them here. You know, Universal, a team that I have not had an opportunity to watch so much lately, but hey, they're on my radar now. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do throughout not only the entirety of this tournament, but future as well. I'm definitely going to be paying attention.
Yeah, it was hard to keep up with all that movement. Both of those teams were just making so many decisions on the fly and just moving so frantically. It looked like an episode of Guys Grocery Games out there. But yeah, now we're gonna switch over to tower control on Starfish main stage. So yeah, a little bit slower paced, but we can still put on a show here.
Yeah, certainly can. I think tower control on Starfish is probably the mode I like least on this map. I know a lot of people complain about the method in which the tower goes down. This is one of those that has been reworked by Nintendo in order to try to make the map feel a little more open when you're pushing that tower through the pit, so it's not as easy of a push to stop consistently. So I think that those balance changes have helped a little bit, but it's still rather tough to be able to get down that one elbow into the pit where you're sort of ending that tower control push. So I'm going to see how this goes for them. I think either team can kind of take it. You know, we haven't seen them face off in tower control just yet in this set. Obviously, we're on our 4th game in our 4th mode, but I'm not sure, Bash. Anything that you'd love to see?
Well, I like to think that you got to have a lot of range on this map mode combo. Stingrays are almost obligatory. I haven't really seen the teams go that route yet. I mean, okay, Maddie's pulling out the splatter scope. That's interesting. But the one long-range-ish weapon that we're seeing on the side of Deep Blues is a nozzle nose. So they're maintaining the aggro mantra.
I mean, if it works for them, it works, but we do have a Stingray on the other side. Getting that bomb shot off on Bishop, though, that's going to be really helpful. Dreas is doing what he can in order to get some of these slashing machine shots. We do get that inkjet pumping out and a little bit of a tiny early lead coming in here, but with 2 members of both teams down, coming back to respawn, it is going to take a minute for them to get a little more comfortable and set themselves up for either team to make a push. We have a Stingray online from Matt as well, so I think that they're gonna take a second to figure out when the exact time they want to launch this is, utilizing it for a defense movement here. Nobody's really sitting on the tower, so maybe Matt will eventually hope that they can kind of push forward a little bit, and that's the time to use the Stinger. Beautiful shot on Myth, though.
Certainly, yeah. No, Matt's been doing a really good job at keeping Overwatch. I feel like Deep Blues has held the tower for a combined half a second. But now Universal has now Deep Blues is putting some more time on. taking the lead, as well as Universal's push was also rather brief. It looks like, I don't know if the teams are being too hasty per se, but yeah, it really comes down to just really good positioning and being able to hold your ground. It looks like Deep Blues is doing a better job at that now as they keep control of the tower, use the specials to push Universal back, and then pop the armor after reaching the first checkpoint so that they can start their first push into checkpoint 2 pretty well. But Universal has decided to clean up, and they have 2 down on the side of Deep Blues. That's 3 down, and nobody from Deep Blues near the tower. So maybe now Universal will get another chance at taking the lead.
They certainly can. You know, they're going to set themselves up to feel like they're in a comfortable position to make a push right now. They have 3 specials online, which is really going to help them out here too. We do have an Inkjet that I think is going to get popped off to that left side to allow some in-air support here. We have the Stingray that's also online, and there's that Stingray that's coming out. And Deep Blues are in a little bit of trouble if they can't quite stop this push here to go down. Taylor in a 3v1 situation as well. I think Universal has sort of identified what are the weaknesses that we're getting from Deep Blues. Who do we need to take out in order to stop some of these pushes? And Taylor is certainly one of them. They are able to take the lead right now as well, Bash, so that is going to push them into a pretty comfortable position to move this tower down into the pit. They passed that elbow that I was talking about, and they're going in for this final, second to last, I guess, checkpoint here.
Oh yes. Oh, and the offensive Stingray, as Matt was spending a lot of the time actually mounting himself on the tower with the scope and getting a lot of coverage there. And everyone else was just running all the specials and separating all of the members of Deep Blues. And that just, even though there was a little bit of a hiccup in their offense as Deep Blues had one last desperate push, ultimately that allowed Universal to take the map and the set. Now, Archer this time being the KA leader, 13 to Bishop's 9, but not like all of the members of that team really did a good job at just getting shots on target.
Absolutely. Really, really fantastic set to watch. So much fun to be able to watch those teams come together. And, you know, thank you all so much. Speaking of thank yous, thank you so much to the TO team to have us on comms tonight. Bash, this was wonderful to cast with you. I know that, you know, a year ago we were working on things together and you have come so far. It's such an honor to be able to do this commentary with you today. So thank you.
Means a lot coming from you. Yeah, this was definitely fun. I want to thank the IPL staff for having us as always. Just class acts. Brilliant players coming on stream as well. Always fun to watch just all of the action. I'm sure it's fun for all y'all as well. We'll be back with round 2 momentarily, but with a different group of casters. Stay tuned, and thanks again.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to SOS 23. I am Pop Gun, joined in the mic by Cool Dude. We're going to be taking it for the rest of the way, I guess, for the next 2 sets, and then call it a night. I like it. I like not having to do a whole heck of a lot of work. I do need some more work to do, though, however, because I have just used all of my channel points, gambling it on Deep Blues and Universal. Made me pay for it dearly, but we are moving on to round 2 here. Welcome to Bad Burger versus, there's no way I can pronounce this correctly on the first time. Cool Dude, you take a stab at it.
Methuselah?
I don't want to call this team Meth, so we're just gonna call this Methuselah. Yes. I guess that's how it's pronounced. Either way. Welcome to Bad Burger, the number 1 seed here. I'm assuming this is a pickup. I know there's a team called Welcome to Good Burger that usually plays in some of these tournaments. I don't know if they're related to them or not, but I don't know. Some players on this Methuselah team look kind of familiar.
Yeah, I'm definitely more familiar with the people on Methuselah's roster, but I definitely have seen a couple of the players on Welcome to Bad Burger's roster as well, so I think it'll be pretty interesting. Hopefully a close set.
Well, neither team has lost a game so far in this tournament. The sources in close to us are saying is pronounced Methuselah. Methuselah. Can we get a clear definition of what that word means, and if someone could use it in a sentence as well, that would be helpful too. But we're moving on to game 1, Rainmaker and Anchovy Games, a very aggressive comp coming out from Bad Burger there. I think the longest range is the N-Zap, maybe, and then on the side of a very aggressive comp coming out on the side of Methuselah as well. Look at this.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing very aggressive no backline comps come out from both sides, but now we see the armor coming out from Welcome to Bad Burger, looking to get some picks from that, but not finding anything yet. Alicat just staying on this left fan, just staying defensive and staying alive, but another armor coming out from Welcome to Bad Burger, but not too many kills, well, not any kills out coming out just yet.
Yeah, both teams kind of taking some time to fill each other out. Nobody's really too eager to pick up the Rainmaker, but now 2 players going down for Methuselah as the last one is forced to jump out. So here's a huge opportunity for Bad Burger as they take the Rainmaker up the fan, and they're going to get a lot of points off of this. A score on this map that honestly they can feel comfortable with. 15 remaining and 2 players going down. Yoshi being one of the last players left alive. That is a wipe, but it takes a while to get the Rainmaker back into the position to where you can push it here. So Bad Burger with a push and a huge score opening up in the first minute.
Yeah, definitely, that's a huge push for Bad Burger, but now Methuselah are looking to bounce back from this in-guy using his bomb rush, and now pushing up with his teammate, trying to find a kill, but his teammate goes down, and now he has to back up, and now in-guy and Alicat looking to find something, but Alicat goes down to a bomb, and it's looking like Methuselah's push could be stopped right here. Splat Tech flanking Ingai, who's all on his own. And Methuselah, they managed to keep this push going, but just by the skin of their teeth.
You know, with this more aggressive comp that Bad Burger is coming out with here, they don't really have any specials that are ultimately going to shut this down. There's no Stingray, there's no real Booyah Bomb, so they're just going to have to do it with their main weapons here, with their kits that they have to work with, and they are able to stop the Rainmaker push right now. Alley Cat being the last player left alive, and it looks like they're in no position to add to this lead, so this is the kind of the curse of Rainmaker. That is a good push, and on any other mode that would benefit Methuselah in the long run, but since there's no checkpoints, there's no penalty points, anything like that, and now the Rainmaker's back in mid, that push they just did ultimately accounts to nothing. And now Bad Burger here able to push the Rainmaker now, get it back up on the plat. Not really adding to their lead and possibly won't do so, but if anything, they're milking that clock away, and that's really going to be the key for them going forward here.
Yeah, this game has been so back and forth so far. It's always just been Methuselah get a push and then Bad Burger bounce right back, and then the opposite again. But now, as I say that, Methuselah looking to get another push off, but Ingai gets taken down, and now Fanta looking to try and get an opportunity, but Yoshi dropping down on the left side, looking to flank the Rainmaker, not being able to get the Rainmaker, and actually the Rainmaker takes down Fanta as well, and now Bad Burger able to capitalize off of that, and they get 3 kills now, and now, even though they had the lead, they're looking to get another push, but one of the players goes down, so now it is a 3v3. They'll look to get some more control here, but with only 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, they could just stall out as long as they want to.
Yeah, it looks like that's kind of what they're doing, or at least they're just kind of waiting for something to happen here as we see 2 players going down on each side. Splat Tech dodging the Inkjet just long enough to where they can get in position to hop on this fan. Being the last player left alive, they're going to die, but dying going forward. So once again, that's going to slow down Methuselah. They got to pop the Rainmaker. They got to recapture mid. And now they only got 1 minute to work with. So these most recent pushes by Bad Burger haven't amounted to much on the scoreboard, but it doesn't really matter. There's not really much they can add to it, but instead, they're just keep milking and draining this clock. But here's a little bit of a window here now. As 3 players have gone down, the Junior's the last one left alive, as other players are starting to spawn back in. Inkjet from Jolt U in a really good position here. Takes down 1 player and 2 are down. So there is a window here if they can just find a way to round the corner, and they do get taken out, but I don't think this push is over just yet.
Yeah, Methuselah using 3 specials, getting so close to getting a good push, but Jolt goes down. And 18 seconds left, Methuselah need to get back in, they need to pop the shield. And it looks like Bad Burger will get the pop, but will they get the kills? They get 2, they get 3, and that's a wipe! And Bad Burger, with a really strong game 1 against Methuselah.
Taking a little opportunity there to take a drip pick right next to the pillow. So, yeah, a very... it was obviously they got that 1 good push, and that's all they needed. But it didn't seem like this was it didn't seem head and shoulders the better team above. If you just look at the KAs, it looks like they were, but that's just because they were mostly defending for a good chunk of the game, letting the kills come to them instead of having to go out and get them there. So for Methuselah, yeah, you lose that game, but I think there's some things you take away from that make you think that you can get back into this set.
Yeah, I think Bad Burger did play that game well, but it did feel like a very Rainmaker-esque game where it was kind of just one team gets a push and another, then it always just flipped back and forth. But Bad Burger getting just that really far push down to 15 at the beginning, as you said, just winning them the game there. And I think they did play that really well, not going too aggressive at times, just able to kind of push off a bit, and then basically just playing defense really far up on the enemy plat. But now going into Clams Albacore, I don't think that same playstyle will work. Well,
yeah,
the same playstyle actually could work if you get a lead here. But
well, it also works if the other team is going to bring out the same comp they did last time. I mean, if both teams are electing to bring knives to a sword fight here on Albacore Hotel. We're going to have an interesting matchup. But again, this is a map that usually favors more long-range weapons, more chip damage weapons like a Crapid Blaster. Obviously, Alley Cat, I think, is going to do nothing but that 96 deco that they're known for there, and that works out really well on this map. But yeah, this map and mode is such a bizarre shift from game one that it almost demands that both teams change their comp somewhat.
Yeah, if like just with any team playing this map, it always seems like if you're gonna see a team change their comp just because of how good ranged weapons are on map, it is just gonna be on Albacore. Just with like the bridges and the elevation. But as you said, I think a rapid could be interesting here. It could potentially come out, but I'm not sure if any of the players on these two rosters are comfortable on that. But now, going into game 2, Methuselah looking to tie up this series, and Popgun, what do you think of these comps coming out?
Well, we do see one Rapid Blaster coming out for the side of Bad Burger, and that seems to be the only difference here. Still sticking with that K-Shot, the Neo Splash, and a K-Pro coming out for the side of Methuselah as well. So no true anchor coming out here. This is going to be a very short-range fight on this map that is kind of begging for longer range things, but it's two players immediately going down for Bad Burger. Make that 3 as Inklings, I believe that is pronounced, able to clean up and get the last wipe there. But looks like they're just going to settle for getting some map control here, gathering some clams, not quite ready to push right in, but at least the opening 30 seconds is going to go into their favor.
That white, them winning that team fight does give them mid control, but they won't be able to get a push straight away just because of how far back they got those kills. But they do score a power climb now, but it looks like they won't be able to follow up anything off of that. And now Methuselah, another delayed wipe, but now in the opposite favor. And now, welcome to Bad Burger, looking to just bounce straight back from that push that Methuselah just got.
Yeah, getting wiped on your push and you only get one power clam in, that almost works against you, and that can be highlighted right here as 2 power clams immediately get thrown back in. Yoshi able to pick up that other one that fell down there, and only 60 points remaining, so 3 power clams got thrown in, and they are not done. More players jumping back in, half of them fighting, the other half gathering clams. They're looking for the knockout right here. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it because the guys that were fighting went down. And here's another situation. Bad Burger, even though they got this huge score here, you don't want to get wiped, and they don't, as the Blaster stays alive and keeps the players honest. So there you go. Not only does Bad Burger get a huge push there, but they don't lose complete control of mid as well. Almost as important.
Yeah, that's just a really good situation for Bad Burger all around, and getting down to 28 in the first 2 minutes. But now Methuselah, they'll be looking to build up specials to get a push going. They have to now, but their zap is down, so they won't have armor. And now Joel is just looking to hold down their right side, and Yoshi and Fanta in mid. Yoshi passing those climbs to try and get a power climb. Maybe they'll look to get another push to get an even bigger lead, but Yoshi taking a fight with the enemy splash, and Inkstrike manages to win it. And that's 3 down for the side of Bad Burger, and Methuselah are looking to try and break their basket right here.
Yeah, that was a kind of an awkward fight. It was splash versus splash, and somehow jumping up in the air just gave them the advantage there. Joltiu able to get it picked here in mid, and should be able to take down that K-Shot as well as with the help of Barry. So here we go with Methuselah. The question now is going to be, you got a couple of picks here. You do got a lot of clams. Do you try to go in here now that you have the man advantage and you are popping your specials? They do have Splashdown to work with as well. You see Alley Cat working around the back way. So they're coming in from all different angles here, and they do pop the basket and get a ton of points off it, and they do have enough clams. I don't know if they realize Alley Cat. Oh, they shut down Alley Cat. You saw them throw the ink wall there, looking to just hide into it so they could throw some more clams in. But still, damage done, and not a whole heck of a lot of penalty points are left over for them as well. So with 1:30 left on the clock, this is still very much a game they can get back in.
I honestly think they maybe would have been able to get the lead if they just went in with another lethal special. They only had the Booyah Bomb, and with Splashdown can't really do much, but Splat Tech taking down Berry, and now Methuselah are 2 down. And welcome to Bad Burger. They might be able to break their penalty points here. Fanta goes down with the power climb, but Luke manages to get it in. And now they're down to 12. And that's a huge push for Bad Burger. And all they need to do is just to defend for 1 more minute. But that's definitely easier said than done.
Yeah, and they got wiped during that push. So that will give control of mid to Methuselah, and they're going to soak up a lot of clams off of this, and now they're popping armor. Is it going to be enough to where they can get a pick? You see them double teaming the blaster. That is a huge player to take out in this opening push. If they can find a way to take down this player right here, they'll lead a 3v4 situation. But no! Luke able to win a 1v2. That is a huge play, and getting a trade there, that is a wipe that came with 4 players alive for Methuselah and only 2 for Bad Burger. What a hero play by Luke. And that might have saved the game because Methuselah had a huge situation to get a push going off there. And now the map has flipped back into control of Bad Burger as they gather up their specials. The clock is ticking away. This one will go to overtime, but they got to find a way to get through mid before they can even sniff the basket of Bad Burger.
And Luke eventually goes down to Alleycat, and they actually are jumping in here. They should be able to break the basket, and Alleycat has 4 climbs, but will they have enough climbs to follow up? I don't think they do yet, but they'll have to find more. And Inkstrike can't take down Fanta. Alleycat and Berry trying to take down Luke. They have 2 extra climbs, but they don't have enough. And Jolt trying to take down Fanta. He can't find anything yet. And Berry trying to come in from the side, but the basket closes. And it's such a close game too, but Bad Burger take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, you know, Methuselah has been in both of these games. They've had their opportunities to win both games. They just haven't found ways to do it. It's just, and look at it. Luke was 0 specials being popped. Actually, look at the special count in general up top there. 1 suction bomb rush, 2 ballers, no tenda missiles, and just with 8 ink armors in their main weapons, they were able to win that game there. So that's something you don't really see in Clam Blitz.
Yeah.
You need those specials to get pushes started and to keep them going, but just using the main weapons there, Bad Burger able to keep that game in their favor. Very impressive.
I think with how aggressive Bad Burger's comp is, they can kind of just say, okay, I popped armor, you run in and get kills, and then we can push from that. But I feel like Methuselah, in a lot of their pushes, I feel like their comp kind of needs them to use specials, or at least in this set they need to use their specials to be able to get back in, because a lot of the time you sort of only see 1 special coming out of at a time, and I'd say maybe if they could combo maybe an armor and a booyah, or booyah and a bomb rush, that could have been a lot better for them in that game. But I definitely think if they want to pull off this reverse sweep, they just gotta go in with confidence going into the time controlling block, because I think it's definitely possible.
If you're Methuselah here, again, you got to be thinking, yes, we're down 2-0, we're facing being swept, but they've had their chances to where they could win these games. And what they need to do is just kind of figure out a way to capitalize off of the windows that are being presented to them, because Bad Burger is giving them windows to take not just the lead, but to completely win these games. But I believe in both games, it's been huge leads that Bad Burger has built up in the beginning, either like the first minute or 2. I think Methuselah scored first in that second game, but it was just 20 points and ultimately opened the door for Bad Burger to get a lead there. So I think if you're Methuselah, you need to come out strong in this first 30 seconds here and get a lead and play from ahead instead of behind, as we see them coming back out. No real surprises here. Fanta coming out with a Luna Blaster with Ninja Squid at that, but still the same aggression we've been expecting.
I think Methuselah, they're going to need to have really good awareness this game, because Bad Burger have double Ninja Squid on the Luna and the Splash, and Bad Burger getting early mid control, and Fanta already pressuring the enemy plat. He has ballen out, he probably wants to go in with that, he does, and now he's giving his chance to follow up on this, and he'll definitely want to find some kills. I believe Inkstrike gets a trade there, and now Luke just sharking on the left side trying to challenge Berry, but Berry wins the fight, and now this push will probably just end on the side of Bad Burger.
Yeah, Splat Tech wisely getting out of there. But once again, the openings for Bad Burger have just been better. Methuselah has basically been playing from behind this entire set. And with 2 players going there, and make that 3, make that a wipe. So now we see Alley Cat pushing up, getting control of this plat. That should allow them to get past this first checkpoint with ease. And even more importantly, getting control of this snipe area over here. And a double with the splashdown. That is going to be huge. It's going to give lead to Methuselah. And finally, they have something to work with here.
Yeah, after those 2 kills, this could potentially be a huge snowball here. Ingai getting another kill, looking for the second. They get it onto Fanta. And now Luke is the only person there. He gets 1 kill before he goes down. And now Ingai, they have the bomb rush, which would be able to extend this push even more. I believe Ali up on bats does eventually go down. And Ingai will probably have to back up, but gets another kill. And they could have actually just stay on their plat since another person drops down. They'll be looking to take them down. But Methuselah, a really strong push, actually. Pretty unexpected. And Ingai even getting another trade to stall before Bad Burger have a chance to bounce back.
Yeah, the movement on that push from Methuselah was perfect. I mean, basically perfect. You saw players realizing where the last players were before that push started. They made sure that triple team and get the kill to get the wipe. And now you see it kind of once again. They do have control of mid. They're slowly working up. First, they're getting the plat, and then we see a jump in splashdown here. Which doesn't kill anybody, unlike the other time where they just splashed down right in front of somebody's face and killed 2 people with it. But this tower here continues being pushed. Barry's going to go back to it. The question now is going to be, can they get past this checkpoint? It doesn't look like they will, as one player does retreat to mid, takes down Fanta, and now is just going to back up again. So the question now for Methuselah, again, they have not been in this position this whole set, is how are they going to hold on to this lead and keeping control of mid, keeping mid this much green in mid is going to work out in their favor a lot.
Yeah, Methuselah, at least in this first half of this game, they've just been getting so many kills. They're always winning their 2v1s and their 3v1s, which in previous games they would have slip-ups where, like Bad Burger, one of their members just won a 1v2 randomly. But now Ingai looking to take down this Luna. He does take down Fanta, but he dies to Yoshi. And now Bad Burger, they need to be able to push back in without being staggered, and they need to take number advantage fights. And Yoshi, he needed to take down Alley Cat there, and he gets a second onto Berry. And Bad Burger, they'll want to be able to push up here, but they need to push up together if they want to get something done.
And they're going to need to use their specials once again. And that they're just now starting specials because they're getting kills to work with it. But 2 missiles, 1 baller. Here comes the second baller. 2 suction bomb rushes. And we're about 4 minutes into this game. Imagine if they actually use their specials. And there you go. Baller pushing up. And they are going to get a wipe out of that. So they finally get some specials and use them. And look what happens. They're going to get lead off of it. Possibly this checkpoint. Question mark. 1 player jumping in. Alley Cat's going to take care of that. So that is a wipe. Now, there isn't a whole... They do have the lead here, but it's not a whole heck of a lot because there's no checkpoints in the ways. But also on the flip side, there's not a whole heck of a lot of time here. Methuselah's going to have to get in position, and that's a great pick by Yoshi, shutting down Alley Cat before they can get in position to do anything damaging. And the rest of the players are just going to swarm into mid, and this looks like it is going to be a wipe. But still plenty of time on the clock to make something happen.
I think Methuselah getting too eager there after getting some kills, just pushing up, but they were alone. They didn't have the support of their team to be able to win fights in areas where they don't have map control. And now they need to get on the tower, and it looks like they'll be able to, but will they be able to survive? It looks like they will for now. They need to take down Luke. Luke does go down, and now it's a 2v1. And Splattech needs to get something done, but Splattech goes down, but Fanta gets to kill onto the tower, and it looks like he could end the game here. Oh. But he actually dies, but the game does end, and welcome to Bad Burger going to the finals.
A very rare Tentamissiles coming out of Luke was enough to seal the deal there for Bad Burger as they do get the sweep. Look how even the KOs are for both teams. That all 8 players in that game all had 17, 16, or 15 KAs. What an impressive game that just ultimately landed into the favor of Bad Burger, who has punched their tickets into grand finals. I think we need to give a shout out to Milana, who either has just rated us, or I think word has gotten out that Cool Dude is commentating, and now all of your fans have just suddenly joined in. I'm willing to bet that we got rated, so thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. And you've come right at the perfect time, because we are about to be giving you guys grand finals of Swim or Sink 23. So stick around, don't go anywhere. And if you do, make sure you come back pretty soon, because we're going to take a quick water break ourselves and be right back. You are watching Swim or Sink 23 on IPL. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Battle of the Free Agents, or, SOS 23. We're in grand finals here. Welcome to Bad Burger, taking on Ratio in this best-of-7 set. The prediction has started. If you want to be a dummy like me and lose 22,000 channel points in one game, feel free to bet on either one of these teams. Don't worry, there's not a whole lot you can spend your points on anyway, so why not? Have fun. Start that gambling addiction early, kids. Starts right here. We saw Bad Burger obviously get the sweep. It wasn't an easy sweep over Methuselah, but an impressive set of wins nonetheless without having to use much specials along the way. Ratio just knocked out Universal, who I think shocked a lot of people tonight by knocking out the Blues earlier in round one. So in Ratio doing that in 3-1 fashion. So this promises to be an exciting set.
I think with this set, I actually don't know who the favorites are here. We just saw Bad Berg on stream, obviously, but Ratio's roster looks pretty strong, and I've played against some of their players before, and they are good. So I'm excited to see where the series goes. And we're seeing a Grim Range come out from Ratio.
Yeah, it's very weird for us to see anything with range tonight. It seems like that Grim Range is going to really kind of anchor down possibly this entire set, as we're not used to seeing a whole lot of range coming out from the side of Bad Burgers. But once again, kind of like game one in the last set that we saw, both teams kind of taking some time to fill each other out. Nobody's kind of overextend a little bit. The missiles coming out will take down one player, and Acid able to move in quickly and get control of this snipe here, and this will take the first checkpoint into their favor.
Okay, we see Ratio getting a mid control pretty early on, and now they're looking to snowball this. And now the K-shot on the side of Ratio getting missiles, popping them, and we see two members on top left actually pushing that, and they get 2 kills. And now they just need control of Street, and they might be able to get it, but they're on the tower. The members of Ratio, they need to come back and help, but Yoshi manages to get 2 kills, and Bad Burger, it looked like Ratio were gonna get a good push, but Bad Burger just take mid control back immediately.
Yeah, that's not really a bad situation for Bad Burger. Losing that first checkpoint it doesn't really matter. It's going to fall either way. It's right there in mid. It's not the most difficult one in the world to get past. The real key to this game is who can get past that second checkpoint first, as Yoshi is able to kind of get control of this court area, but can't take down this K machine. Finally does take down Acid, or I guess that's not Acid, excuse me. Who knows who that actually is. Yoshi working around this right side here, but with 2 players down, that first checkpoint I said was very easy to get across. So far has been defended by Ratio.
And now we see Bless on the flank looking to take down Berry, I believe, and he's trying to get the kill. He manages to take down Splatek, sorry, my bad. But now Bad Burger, they don't have mid control, but they do have 2 specials, and they use the missiles now. The bomb rush will probably come soon, and Bless is in a very bad situation. He goes down to Yoshi, and now Yoshi's kind of the only member in mid, but now Ratio are 3 down, and Bad Burger are looking to start a push of their own.
Yeah, a second crack at this first checkpoint. They do have some specials to work with here. I believe the loop that was on the K-shot, or maybe that's the T-Tech, I can't really no, it is the K-shot going down here, but they do pass that checkpoint. And again, even if they get lead here, it doesn't really matter that much with still about half of the game left to go here, as they are going to get lead, and 2 players going down, and one more forced to jump out. So this is kind of the good timing right here for Bad Burger, because if they can get past this second checkpoint, as it's kind of hard for us to see, and they do get past that second checkpoint, then 2 more players going down for the side of Ratio. Bad Burger is steamrolling right now, and it could be enough to get a KO.
Bad Burger pushed up so far there into the enemy pit, getting so many kills, and Luke uses the missiles, but with Ratio using the armor, that will be all of the Bad Burger members cleared out of their base, and they'll finally be able to go back into mid. But now they'll want to get some specials of their own. They have to now, but Fanta takes down Taco, and he's looking for more. He goes down though, and now it is 3v4 in mid in favor of Ratio, and Yoshi may be looking to catch someone off the tower with a shot.
Yeah, the Grim Range of Taco is currently top fragging in this game, so every kill they seem to be getting on them seems to open up the door for the rest of these players to swarm in and just pick off the other 3 players, as we do see 100 in the street. I believe you said that was Bless?
Yeah.
On the, okay,
so.
Bless. Okay. Able to take down Fanta there, so it's other players starting to get some work in here, but that second checkpoint, it's so, again, we talked about how difficult it was to get across, but it worked out just perfect timing for Bad Burger to get there with enough players down. But now Ratio don't have the players they need, even though they have the map control. Everyone just can't get in. They don't have the body advantage that they need to push the tower. And it's just, well, now here we go. Here's going to be their opportunity. 2 players going down, Taco getting into position. So now they finally have the specials, the map control, all the players they need. Is it going to be enough to clear this critical checkpoint? And it's going to be difficult to do as they only got 15 seconds left to go.
Yeah, I think Ratio, they've definitely got to take more 2v1s instead of 1v1s so they can just win fights really reliably. And now Taco looking to take down Fanta. Fanta does go down, and now there's 2 down on the side of Bad Burger. And now Ratio are trying to finally get a push started, but they can't really get into aggressive positioning. Bless goes down to Fanta, and now Fanta's flanking the tower. Taco could go down, and now Acid just trying to stay alive, but he's surrounded. And Bad Burger take game 1 in the grand finals.
Yeah, it's interesting because it seemed like Ratio was the team that was in control of the map for the vast majority of the game. They just, it really, what it came down to was almost like a Rainmaker push, where just a bad 5 seconds leads to a lead that you just can't come back from. And that's ultimately what happened right there. Bad Burger was able to get a wipe and force the rest of the players to jump out, and that just gave them complete control of that second checkpoint, and they were able to coast all the way to the third one right there. But outside of that, it seemed like Ratio was in control for most of that game. They just couldn't get enough going to clear that very difficult checkpoint.
Yeah, as you say, Ratio just, it seemed like they had mid control for so much of that game, but Bad Burger were just able to push up so far. They were literally almost in the enemy spawn when they got that push down to 18. So I think what we need to see out of Ratio, if they want to win games like that again, we'll probably just need to see more special coordination coming out from them, because you could say just get more kills, but that's a lot harder to do than it sounds. So I think if they're able to just combo some specials to snowball their mid control they have, they could get a lot bigger pushes on the board.
just get more kills, Forehead. I mean, it
works.
is true, but in a map like Rainmaker, it's get kills that are timely. And if you can get all the kills you need at the right time, you can get a huge lead that you don't have to worry about surrendering later into the game. And now it's going to be Rainmaker at Black Belly. We don't expect to see anything crazy coming out from the side of Bad Burger, because I don't think they would know what a ranged weapon was if it just came up and introduced itself to them. So we're going to see that fast-paced, aggressive comp that they showed before. Paint-heavy comp, too. I think they're going to drop their blaster for this. The question for Ratio is, are we going to see that traditional C-Jet that go burr? And the answer is no. Very aggressive comps coming out from every team we've had on stream tonight. I love it, personally.
I'm actually surprised seeing the Dapples come out of Fanta, the new bow as well. And also Double Ninja Squid coming out from Bad Burger again. As Fanta pushing up very far, manages to take down Taco very early, and he gets Acid as well. He backs up to stay alive. He knows he doesn't need to challenge the armor coming out from Ratio. But now, Bad Burger, they have a really early opportunity to get a push here, and Lucas is the only person really in position to defend. Acid drops down early, but Bad Burger might just push on the left side. No, they jump up to the top right, and they get 27 in the first 40 seconds.
Oh, they might not be done here. Yoshi in an interesting position. Does get taken down, but a splat bomb from the junior Splat Tech comes out of nowhere, kills a player, and that puts paint on the ground for them to grab it, and they're still not done. They grab it one more time. I don't know if they're going to get the KO right here. The slosher over the pedestal is going to work out really well, but 100 bless. The last player left alive does take down Yoshi, does see this jump coming in, but it is that Dapple Dooley that has been popping off in this first minute. It looks like the push is over for now, and they look like they're just painting out to make sure the Rainmaker resets. But Badburger just threw a huge punch that landed right there against Ratio. And now, with 2 players going down on the side of Badburger, the question for Ratio is going to be, are you just going to grab it and try to get some points here and get a push going? Or are you just going to wait to get some more control? And it looks like they are going to be forced to be patient as 3 players immediately go down. Make that a wipe. Wow. Badburger looking really strong here in the first minute and a half.
Ratio are wiped again, and I believe Yoshi... Oh, no, not Yoshi. So, he gets 2 kills, and that's 3 down on the side of Ratio. They just need to avoid the Junior, and Splatoon should be able to do so. Taco may be able to drop down and kill the Rainmaker. Fanta's trying to defend. The Rainmaker does go down, so they won't get knocked out just yet. But Badburger able to apply so much pressure in the first 2 minutes of this game.
Yeah, their hyper-aggressive comp is... It's working. Obviously, it is working into their favor. That is twice that they've gone deep into the enemy base. So this isn't just like a fluke win. They got 1 good push and the coast going. No, they're still going. But 3 players going down here, and they find the last one. So this will be a delayed wipe. I say that, but Luke will just not die. Tills 2 players stayed alive. Make that 3 before going down. A 4v1. And the guy takes 3 players down with him. Fanta coming in and getting the last push. Man, even when it seems like there's a perfect opportunity to get something going, Badburgers is playing out of their minds right now.
Yeah, Badburger, mainly Fanta and Lucas, they're just winning so many situations they shouldn't be winning. 1v2, 1v3s, and they kill all of them. And they manage to get pushes off of that, and the flank coming out from Yoshi won't manage to find anything, but a stall comes out long enough for Badburger to take down Lucas. And now Badburger just magically have mid-control again. The burst rush coming out from Taco, managing to trade the Rainmaker. But Luke, again, in a 1v2 situation, will he be able to pull off something? He takes down Acid, and now Ratio are 2 down again. Luke could take down Lucas. He does, and he may get Taco as well. And Badburger, they're looking to just push up again and again.
Yeah, Ratio just doesn't look comfortable right now, and Badburger looks way too comfortable. Again, this is Rainmaker. All it takes is a bad 5 seconds, and this game is flipped on its head. But, man, it's just got to be in the back of your mind. Until you get a wipe, you just can't really do anything here. As we see Fanta just kind of keeping the Rainmaker in mid, it doesn't seem like they're too eager to try to push it. Even though they got a lot of paint on the right side, this whole enemy side of the base is looking purple right now, but players are starting to go down. That splashdown got canceled by the Rainmaker, and the last player is going to be jumping in here. And there's a nice response right there by 100, getting a 2v1 win right there. That could be, if somehow Ratio can find a way to win the game, it's going to start with that play right there. And they do have some specials to work with as well, but this is going to be their first true push coming up here, and it's going to come with only 30 seconds left in the whole game.
A big play coming out from Blester, and as you said, a bad 5 seconds can end the game in Rainmaker, but it's been a bad 4 minutes for Ratio. But now it's looking... They look to make a push! But Luke just gets 3 kills. He almost gets the 4th, but his teammate finishes it up. And now, with 10 seconds left, that's looking like that play just won them the game. I don't know how Badburger do it, but they just... I said before, but I'll say it again. They just win 1v2s, 1v3s, and they get so many snowball pushes. That game, like, almost flawless from them.
Okay, don't just look at the stat screen on this. Look at the KAs and the specials used. Don't look at who actually won here. You tell me who wins this game. The KAs and specials went into the favor of the team that looked like they were basically getting ran out of the skate park right there for 5 whole minutes. And I put that's mainly because they were on the defensive side. That's kind of defender's advantage. The players are feeding into you, so you're getting the kills right there. But my goodness, that was just a one-sided game. There's no other way to say it. That was a one-sided game. And so many insane plays Bad Burger got away with that there's no reason they should be getting away with those kind of plays.
Yeah, the kills that Ratio they would be getting, they would kind of be one by one, very separated, right? But Bad Burger, I don't know any other way to put it, just doubles, triples, quads out of absolutely nowhere. I was very skeptical of that Dapples pick coming out initially, but Fanta just making it work, getting that opening triple that got them their push to 5, and Ratio, they're definitely not happy with that game. They'll be looking to perform better.
If you're Ratio, I think you just take that game and you just burn it from your memory and you just forget it ever happened. I think you got to go back. Okay, look, let's go back to game 1, where we seem to be in control for the vast majority of that game, where we're going to be going into a game 3 here. And I don't know what the map is for game 3, but you got to be thinking. Hold on, hold on here. It looks like we have a bit of a situation here on the with the map selection. It looks like they chose the game 4 map. Oh, okay. So whoever's hosting skipped ahead from game 4. So game 4 is supposed to, so the next game we're supposed to be showing you is Splat Zones at Hotel, but it looks like whoever's hosting went to Clan Blitz Piranha Pit on accident, and I think we're just going to let them go ahead and do that rather than slow the set down. So, okay, so here we go. This is still game 3, just a different map, but we are playing on, again, that Grim Range coming back out for the side of Ratio, and a K-Gal, I guess, is the only difference for Bad Burger.
And Bad Burger opting to run double Ninja Squid again. It's Luke looking to pull off what he did so many times in that previous game, that the armor will stop him from doing that, and now Bad Burger are 2 down. Yoshi manages to find a kill onto Taco, but I don't think he'll be able to find much more soon, as Ratio score already. But it looks like they won't be able to follow up on that, and Bad Burger I was going to say Bad Burger will look to bounce back from that, but Bless getting 2 kills, maybe getting 3. He does get 3, and now Ratio can just get another push again, as long as they get enough clams. Bless should score this in. He could get an 8-jet soon as well, and that play was huge coming out from him.
Yeah, they popped the basket there, but they're not going to get anything to follow up with it, so they do just give basically a free Mercy Clam to Bad Burger here. But still, if you're Ratio, I think extending the lead how last game just ended, maybe adding to the lead a little bit does a little, something to your psyche. And to answer just the question in chat, yes, this game is going to count. It is the wrong map for this game particularly, but both teams are playing with the intent to win. So this game, what you're seeing right here is going to count. So don't worry about that as 2 players go down for the side of Bad Burger. Make that 3. Ratio responded really well right here, and now they're in position to do some permanent damage.
Ratio, they have the missiles to extend this pressure as well, but Splat taking down 1, going down after, as I believe Lucas getting another kill, and now Lucas is the only one alive on the side of Ratio, and Acid drops down to try and help with the defense, but the Booyah Bomb coming out from Fanta will pressure the top side, and now they're looking to isolate this person on the bottom, but they manage to jump out, and now Taco's caught alone. They're taken down, and now Bad Burger, they're just trying to find the clams to be able to break this basket, and they'll definitely need more to get the lead, but in terms of map control right now, it's looking very good for them.
Yeah, I feel like this is the 5th or 6th different weapon Fanta has busted out since they've been on stream here these last 2 matches. It's pretty impressive that you can be that good with such a wide variety of weapons here. Now, Ratio, once again, they're in a defensive situation. Oh, this is looking bad. This is looking really bad right now. All the clams. There goes the lead. The map is completely green. Players are spawning back in. What's so difficult about this map is when people get to your back door there, those fast little treadmills, it can be hard to clean up and get rid of everybody since there's so many different ways to score from them. It looks like they do just that. So not too much damage done. Yes, they lose the lead, but it's not something they can't come back from. Only 10 penalty points, plenty of time left on the clock. They do got some specials to work with. They do have a little bit of a man advantage here and map control. It's just going to be a question of can they get some picks right here. And it looks like Bad Burger's just doing a better job of getting these neutral picks than Ratio is at the current moment.
Yeah, I do want to say I really like how Bad Burger played that push. They just pop armor and they run in as all four, and they just managed to get so many kills from that. But
well,
now
that's the only special they use, so might as well.
Yeah, but now Ratio with the mid control, getting 2 kills onto Bad Burger. Taka goes down, and now Lucas goes down as well. Fanta just managing to get 2, and he could get more. Ratio get a wipe. They got Bad Burger to 2 down. They had mid control. It looked like they were going to be able to get a push off, but they just the players from Bad Burger just pulling a rabbit out of a hat and completely denying that push. Is Luke building up his special and hoping to keep control for Bad Burger.
You know, and here's another situation with 2 players going down. It was a 2v4 situation. It just seems like Ratio isn't responding quickly enough when they do have the advantage. And here, once again, they have the man advantage here. They do have some clams. You see them trying to poke their way into this base and gathering and just putting some paint down in mid. And again, they just got to pop basket, maybe throw in about 5 or 6 clams, and they got the lead here. But they just can't break this defensive hold of this short range comp from Bad Burger as 3 players go down. Taco, the last one left alive, popping some missiles just to find where the players are and scatter them a little bit, buy some time for their players to come back in. I don't know if they have a power clam to work with, actually, though. This might not even go into overtime. No, it won't. They didn't have a power clam, so that's game 3 going to Bad Burger.
Wow. Match point in this best of 7 to Bad Burger. And I think what Ratio were trying to do, it looked like they were just trying to build up they got mid control and they're thinking, okay, we can get our specials now, so we're able to securely get this push and just hold control. But they, especially at the end, they were so close to having 3 specials, but they died just before they managed to get it. And I feel like that's what's been happening most of these games. Welcome to Bad Burger, just with how aggressive their comp is. You can't really play that style against such a fast-paced team because you think you're in a safe position, and then someone just runs in and they kill you. So they're going to have to find another way to be able to securely get pushes.
Shout out to our producer, Kraken Mayer, who has already updated the map list to make it look like nothing weird just happened right there. But, you know, so the real game 4 here, Splat Zones at Albacore Hotel. Once again, your mindset would think, okay, you can't bring the same comps you've been bringing to this one, but I think we don't expect anything different here. I will say, though, if you're Ratio and you're looking for the reverse sweep, this is your first time playing Splat Zones against this opponent. I think this is the first time we've seen Splat Zones on stream since you and me have been here, actually. You know, I will say this. Taco's rim range has been working out, even though even in these losses, has been working out really well, surprisingly well. For this whole set, I wonder if they're going to bring it back out here at Splat Zone's Hotel, and if they can get some momentum with that thing that can carry them to a win here and save this set. But we are looking at game point. Tournament point here, and we do see, what is that, a C-Jet? Do they even know how to use a weapon with that much range on it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen this team actually pulling out a backline, but if you're going to do it, this is a good map mode to do it on. As we see just both teams fighting for zone here, the early Ray coming out from Bad Burger, and now Luke just waiting for an opportunity, actually spotting the flank from Bless, and he might be able to take down the Inkchat. He could get 2 kills here. He gets the first one, and the screen's frozen on my end, but okay, he goes down, and Yoshi manages to take down Lucas, and now it looks like Bad Burger in a really good position here.
Yeah, awkward for us, but I watched the actual Twitch stream. Lucas was able to get a double there somehow, but it was a trade. But ultimately now we're back up. Bad Burger has control of the game. I will say Ratio's opening was really nice. They were able to get control of both their street and the enemy street and kind of pincer them there. But it didn't ultimately lead to anything sustainable. You still see some purple on the alleyway there of Bad Burger, but they don't really care. It seems like as long as they can keep their Stingray main safe on their back court and they can just fire rays all the live long day, they're going to be satisfied with giving up their street, at least initially here, because it does have them lead.
And now Ratio getting control back of the zone. And they get 2 down. And now my BF's actually stuttering quite a bit. But Lucas on this left side just trying to keep his presence here, keep map control, but he gets taken down by Fanta. And now Fanta has the baller, looking to apply some pressure. Yep, using the baller to look to get some more picks. One goes down on the side of Ratio. Fanta gets one, and they use the Inkjet to try and save themselves, but their landing will get taken down. And now Bad Burger. It looks like they'll try to get a big lockout here. Luke trying to push up, but a bit too early. Fanta, actually a pretty good trade for the situation he was in, but now just so many kills coming out from both ends, but Bad Burger holding onto the zone for now.
Yeah, and they are able to get lead here, but still, just all they got to do is get rid of those penalty points, and they're good. They're good to go. You know, these Stingrays, obviously that's why they're using C-Jet. That's why they're camping out on their court there, so they can keep firing those Stingrays. But I don't feel like those rays have been as effective as you would think they would be. I guess the issue is that Ray is usually used best when it's kind of combined with another special, especially something like missiles. But of course, the MO for Bad Burger is that they just don't use a lot of specials. And one thing I do want to point out, they don't have any armor either, which is something they have been using a lot and has kind of been a big success for them in this set. But Ratio here able to get control of the lead. But this map is looking very green now, and this is the first time I think we've seen Bad Burger push up this deep into the enemy street.
Nah, yeah, and Bad Burger, if they're successfully able to keep this lockout going, this could be big, but now Ratio pop the armor, they pop the Inkjet, and Splatter getting very weak, but managing to jump out before they go down. And now Acid using the burst rush to cap the zone. They do get the zone. They don't have the lead, but they'll want to get that back as Luke gets a very nice kill onto Acid, but he gets taken down. And now the Ray coming out from Bad Burger, I was going to say it not really doing much, but it allows Yoshi to get 2 really big kills, and maybe the third as well. He does get the third, and Ratio are wiped. Ratio are wiped, and Bad Burger on match point with 1 minute left are looking to keep control and win this tournament.
Yeah, this has been a really good game. A lot of back and forth. I think the leads changed about 5 or 6 different times, but Bad Burger here able to hold on to the zone for a long time. Their blaster does go down. One other player, I believe that is Luke. That is such a hard player to kill we've been finding here. And the Stingray's the last one alive. And the Stingray now is paying huge dividends, taking down a couple of players. It won't be enough to save the zone, but it will. That might be too much players down for the side of Ratio to hold on to the zone, even though they were able to cap it. Everybody for Bad Burger able to jump back in. Lucas, the last player left alive, does get taken down with a trade, but there's only 20 seconds left here, and the tournament is on the line.
Yeah, it didn't end up mattering that Ray was the last person alive, because the fact that he got that kill and managed to stay alive just allowed for his teammate, for him to stall long enough and for his teammates to jump in and get the zone right back. And now it's only 5 seconds left, and it's looking like Bad Burger will be able to hold on to it. But as Ratio get the zone just before overtime,
My goodness.
oh my god! And Bad Burger, they have the Stingray, but they're going to need more specials before they try to get back in here. As Acid pushing up on this right side, looking to get a lockout going to take this lead.
Yeah, penalty points already gone, but here comes the Ray. The Ray is going to be key here. If they can survive this, they should be in a good situation, and they find a way to take down the Ray, but it costs them 2 players to do that. They just got to hold on the zone for just a little bit longer. 12 points remaining, and I don't think they have enough firepower to cap it out here, and it is going to go into the favor of Bad Burger, who wins swim or sink 23 sweeping their way through semifinals and grand finals to be your SOS 23 champions.
Bad Burger just completely defying expectations for me. I think people definitely thought there was a chance for them to win, but not without dropping a game. Like, they have had some close games in these last 2 sets, but they've just always managed to pull through and close it out, and it just so well played by them.
Welcome to Bad Burger is going to finish this tournament, dropping only 1 game to Madhouse. They went 6-0 in Swiss, 10-1 here in Top Cuts for a grand total of 16-1. Congratulations to those of you that predicted that Bad Burger would win this. You got a good chunk of channel points here that you can redeem for literally nothing, but they are your points nonetheless. So once again, congratulations to Bad Burger. For ratio, though, once again, game 2, they had no hope in. But game 1, 3, and 4, they had their moments, especially that game 4. So it's a sweep, yes, but it's not as dominant as it would appear it would have been.
Yeah, as you say, the scoreline not completely representing how the series went, but still, these purely raw mechanical skill plays coming out from Bad Burger. It just blows my mind to see them. They have no paint under their feet. They have 2 people shooting at them, and they still live the whole way through it. And they kill all of them. I'm speechless.
Several plays I think we saw tonight that are going to be clipped and put up on Twitter. Might already be up on Twitter, and I wouldn't mind seeing them again. Some very, really jaw-dropping plays tonight from Bad Burger. Once again, congratulations to them for winning this tournament. Cool Dude, go ahead and plug some stuff about yourself since you're here.
My Twitter is @cooldude_splat. You'll probably just see me tweet stuff about when I play with my team Arctic Moon and when I commentate other events as well. So,
and you can find me at Mr_PopGun on Twitter if you care. If you don't, well, don't worry. I don't like you either, which is fine. We'll both live on. And that's going to do it for us here tonight at IPL Labs. From all of us here at IPL, our producer, Kraken Mayor, the head TOs, Grace and Sky behind the scenes, and all the other people that you don't see or hear about who put a lot of effort into this tournament every single week to put on a fantastic weekly for you guys. What's wrong with IPL Lab? Yes, it's an ATM machine moment that I just had right there, isn't it? From all of us here at Inkling Performance Labs, we wish you a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. You have watched SOS 23 here on IPL.